and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. Every goddamn week. Anyway, before we jump into the craziness of tonight's episode, let's get through some quick announcements here. First and foremost, merch update. Laura, what we got?
Well, those amazing David Mack posters that are only on sale. Well, okay, here's the thing. The signed ones are only available for one more day. They're going away tomorrow forever and ever and ever. Amen. After that, the not signed version will be available for one more week, and then those are gone forever and ever. Amen. And so if you want them, you should get them. And we also have, you know, a bunch of other shirts like the Scanlan t-shirt and the Vox Machina t-shirt and every other t-shirt that are so soft and comfy and cozy. And we did the Slayer's Cake apron.
Which is shipping soon, right?
Which will be shipping soon. Those will be shipping, yeah, pretty soon. So pre-order is still available right now. And then with the posters, I'm going completely out of order. With the signed ones, it's going to take like a few extra weeks to ship those because we all have to sign them. So just be patient. We love you, and you will get them. And then the ones that aren't signed will get shipped out a little bit faster. So.
Cool.
So
Thank
one
you,
more day for those.
One more day.
Glorious.
One.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your wife.
That's not where I was going with
Oh,
that.
I know
great.
you weren't, but I went with like a really
Perfect. So, next updates we have Wednesday Club for next week.
Wednesday Club. Well, we're kind of like in this interesting transition point for a lot of shows on Geek and Sundry, so we thought we'd have a card party. And it's not as sexy as it sounds.
I disagree,
Yes, it
sir.
is.
So, are you in? Are you down?
yeah, I am.
Are you doing
Card
this?
packs?
Yeah.
We're opening card packs.
I'm going to be there for this.
Matt Mercer is going to join us for the Wednesday Club. We may have a few other guests
I'm
of people.
jelly.
You want to come?
You want to come?
Can we all come and just open card packs?
A POG episode?
We already did a POG episode, but we'll do another.
Shut your mouth.
We actually made it rain
POG
POGs.
episode?
We made it rain POGs. It was great.
He left Pogs
You
at
can
my
come.
house.
We're gonna have another
You did
POG
leave
party.
Pogs at our house.
We'll have another POG party.
You'll have lots of time after this, Liam.
fidget spinners in your pod.
Yeah.
We're also since
That's
also
my
the
new
show's
character.
moving to its new
Pog Wizard.
time.
Pog Wizard.
Yeah, new time slot next week.
7 to 9. So we're going to be opening up card packs, talking about them being really dumb and in our pajamas, and it's going to be great. And
I'm so excited.
definitely Matt and whoever. There's going to be a bunch of people showing up. It's going to be great.
Like that, there's so much of my childhood, you have no idea.
It's going to be like it's going to be like a you know.
What kind of cards?
It's gonna be a crazy day.
I've got we're confirmed with some Jim Lee X-Men Series 1.
Series 1?
Series 1. We're confirmed with some. Let's see. I've got some Doomsday Superman versus Doomsday cards. I've got
Cool.
some
Any Marvel Masterpiece?
original. We're working on Marvel Masterpiece.
You got all this unopened?
Unopened. Oh, we've got
you
some
can buy
Kirby,
them on eBay,
some
like boxes.
Kirby cards. We've
I
got
have,
some
like,
classic
5
Avengers
binders
cards. We're
at
doing a
home.
little bit of everything.
Okay, I'm excited.
We got a couple we're working on though.
Okay.
X Factor.
Marvel Universe Series 1 of 3 is what we're really open for. No.
No, they're not.
I'll talk more about it on the show, but I have a long
Yeah,
history with
no,
those
we're in.
cards. Alrighty. Thank you, Taliesin.
Yeah.
Signal Boost. I believe we had our recent episode went up this week with our fantastic Ashley Johnson.
It was so good.
Boosting.
Boosting
You're
all
so good in it. You're so good in it.
That was
You
fun.
looked taller in that signal.
You really
boost.
did.
I was
is
I
pretty
was wearing
tall.
smaller people on my feet, so it helped. Actually, hold on.
He'd learned
I
from
was standing
Ashley
on the
and Sam
backs
last episode.
of reasonably.
Yeah,
You stacked him in a trench
I just thought
coat.
of 4 people that fit that bill and decided not to say any of their names.
We, in planning for that episode, I remember talking to Marisha about, I was like, I kind of want to boost Taliesin. And then we were like, well, everybody knows who Taliesin is in this
Like, yeah, but you know, we
community.
can do that as your sketch.
And like,
Yeah.
and
That's
over
just- yeah,
half
and
those
then-
facts at the beginning are actually true, even
Yeah.
if
Of
course they are.
they've been goosed a bit.
They're
but
peppered
like,
in between. The beauty about that is that you're not sure
can't
which
tell.
ones are true and which ones aren't, but they are they're back and
Taliesin.
forth.
oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Taliesin.
yeah, that's about right.
The bees are true.
The bees are true.
Yeah.
Yep. There
Right.
2 more people have to die before you eventually become the most interesting man in the
One
world.
now.
So I'm
One
just
now.
crossing my fingers.
One now. So
One now, that's right.
that's dark. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we are.
Alrighty.
The
So
guy who's running Canada, though, is very young, so we're going to have to wait.
we'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, a couple things. Talks Machina, of course, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch and Alpha with our fantastic Brian Foster. Talk about this episode not next week. We're off next week. It's 4th of July. We'll talk about this episode and next week's episode on Talks 2 weeks from now. So we'll see you then. And today, the Sagas of Sundry Dread went up, which we're super excited about.
Can't wait to see that.
For those who are here for International Tabletop Day, Ivan Van Norman ran me, Taliesin, Satine Phoenix, Amy Dallin, A.B. Vorpal, through a very intense game of Dread, all being kind of like late 80s, early 90s, high school kids going up to a cabin kind of experience, and it went awesome. Well, we made a show, and it was amazing.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's genuinely one of the coolest experiences I've ever had as like a player in a game. So
I feel like we invented a new form of theater.
Like
it's
that.
Weird.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity, it's on Alpha. If you're on Alpha, go check it out. If you don't have Alpha, there's a 60-day
Free trial code.
What's the code?
Shipmates.
Shipmates.
Only today, though. Today's the last day of it.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow.
7 little tomorrow, try it
Tomorrow's
out.
the
So
last day you can
if you're
do
like,
it.
I don't want to pay for Alpha, well, you don't have to for 60 days now. Just put Shipmates in, and then you're fine.
Oh yeah, and yeah, this is the first time I've ever said this out loud. Seriously, like, go check out Alpha for this show. It's worth it. It's amazing. Oh my God.
Adam Lawson was the
so proud of it.
director. Sean and I were the producers.
It's brilliant.
Ivan did a phenomenal job running the story.
Yes, but probably not any you're going to be happy with.
Yeah.
To be fair. I may make a post later on Twitch, like on the Twitter tomorrow or something, to like really talk about. I have a lot of feelings about the show. So
What's on your mind, Sam?
Nothing. The power's out in my house. So I'm just distracted because I just came from my house and the power was out. That's all. And I'm worried about my kids. Are they gonna have their little fans on tonight to keep them cool, or what are we gonna do? How are they gonna light candles in their room? I don't know.
are they watching Twitch by candlelight?
They are definitely watching Twitch.
Can they have a pillow fort in the living room?
Maybe if they can find the living room. It's dark.
Just hear the sound of wine aerating in the background.
Oh yeah, they have their wine aerators. They each have their cell phones. They're okay.
They're fine.
Yeah. They aerate their milk.
That would be the worst sound.
Oh,
God.
You know how gross that aerator
It'd be
would
terrifying. I know. Anyway, that's enough of that, guys. Anyway, that's the end of our announcements. And as such, that brings us to tonight's episode of Critical Role. And welcome back to Critical Role. Hope you liked our new intro, apparently. I guess we're having some tech issues trying to get the regular intro showing tonight. So little change for the evening. We'll help. No biggie. No biggie. Mix up a bit.
We're here.
Anyway, so last we left off, Vox Machina, after discovering that the various siphon orbs, or the one that was beneath Whitestone was one of many, and apparently were funneling magical energies from various arcane ley lines that exist across Exandria into some plane other than the prime material. Through research and discovery, you found that this plane was the Shadowfell. And upon traversing this barrier and dealing with some cultists of the Whispered One, you discovered that Delilah Briarwood was still alive, and that there was a city in the Shadowfell, beyond the boundary of these siphons, known as Thar Amphala. It's an ancient city that had seen an ancient battle, but much had been seemingly rebuilt and constructed. And there in the center of the town was the dark tower called Entropis, where apparently the Whispered One Vecna, or something involved in him, a ritual was being completed. You begin to make your way through this city, averting any sort of attention from most of the denizens in the sky and below. You squashed heads of a few cultists on the way, masqueraded as cultists, masqueraded as undead, and found the city itself shift strangely. Similarly, using technology of the threshold crests that Syngorn uses, it transported itself out of the Shadowfell and somewhere else, where it apparently began to snow. You then made your way towards the central tower and, deciding not to ascend it, just took it to the ground with some earthquake spells. However, due to the magical defenses of the tower top, where the rituals were being completed, it seems the top of the tower was untouched by the spells and lowered itself to the rubble of where it once stood. You then mustered your forces, rid up to the top of the lip of the tower, what remains of the Tower of Entropis, and joined in battle against Delilah Briarwood, a Death Knight, and the physical form of Vecna, the Whispered One himself. However, the battle did not turn in your favor, and in the process of the battle, and
That's debatable.
in some degrees, whether through just bad luck or not fully understanding the scope of what you were up against, a number of you fell in battle, with one of them not being able to be restored, being Vax'ildan, who was reduced to dust by a disintegration spell. Realizing that your fortunes were failing, with Grog banished to another dimension and only barely returning in time, you joined hands, and Keyleth attempted to travel you out of the plane to safety, of which Vecna intended to stop the counterspell, and Scanlan intended to stop that counterspell with his own counterspell, like a bard is wont to do. So you successfully transported, grabbing the corpse of Delilah Briarwood, of which Percival managed to finish off with a shot to the head, and you found yourselves, last we left off, emerging deep into a wooded forest in some unknown location within the Feywild. And upon arriving and glancing about to see that you're still mostly intact, clutching the no longer living corpse of Delilah behind you, Vax not with you, and Vex, realizing, asked the question,
Where's Vax?
I just walk up to her and I just like set down his armor and just don't say anything.
What is this? Where is he?
There's nothing left. He was just obliterated.
Disintegrated.
What?
I saw it happen. And then I saw it happen.
And we just left him there?
It was.
No, we brought
everything we could.
Oh, God.
He's.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, then I was brought back and his soul is just where?
That's the ultimate question, isn't it?
Can you bring him back? Can you bring him back? I don't know if I can.
Keyleth?
I've never done this before.
I just go over and gather up all his armor and start hugging it to myself.
I recently learned of a spell that I could attempt, but it's nothing I've tried before, and it's expensive, and I'm already terrified of the fate and the hell that I might have that I might have brought him in his final moments.
Well, what is it?
I think he saw himself die. I think...
What?
I'm so sorry.
What are you talking about?
I cast foresight on him. And I think...
Oh.
I think there was a link for a second, and... I haven't thought of those ramifications of something like that before. I think he was held and there was nothing he could do, and what if that happened? What if he saw himself die?
Then it doesn't matter
Yeah, it
yet.
doesn't help anything.
Until we bring him back.
Only matters what we do next, right?
Let's bring him back.
What's this new spell you're talking about?
Let's just try.
I need 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
What?
I need 25.
Not just gold. You need diamonds?
Where are we?
I don't have that.
We're in the Feywild.
Well, we can find it then.
As you look around at this point, for the first time really taking in the surroundings around you, you find yourself deep in a shaded, thick wood where most of the leaves here are wide and triangular in shape. Where you expect to see deep greens, instead you see blues and purples. You see the tips eventually coming to almost like a midnight blue at the edge. There is a very faint mist that is gathered across the ground that stands about knee height. And the ground beneath you seems to have a somewhat crunchy sponginess to it with each step, though you cannot see where your feet actually touch the ground.
Is it all diamonds?
It is not all diamonds. You do hear the ever-present, echoing, distant hooting of owls.
I didn't know what to do.
Well, now we know what to do. We were too late. And we have seen what we're up against, and now we need to focus. And we can't let it be over yet. We just need to focus. And we're going to find these diamonds.
Who did
What
it?
did we do?
Was it her?
It was...
Or was it Vecna?
Him.
It was Vecna.
It.
Grog,
Yeah.
can you put her in the bag? And I toss him the body.
As the body of Delilah Briarwood, the head still kind of scattered and divided right around the forehead. This giant cleft of her skull hemisphere is just gone, and whatever matter was once there has kind of loosely fallen out as she's been dragged from one to the other location. You do see the left eye, which is not human, it seems, in appearance. The white is instead a sickly greenish yellow, and the pupil itself is a cat-like slit of black, surrounded by a very thin kind of greenish blue tint. And as soon as you look down and see the face, the eye of which just looks upward at nothing, the dead body still, the eye twitches and shifts to look at you.
Uh-oh. The fucking eye is still moving.
Should we take it out?
Yes. Or it could be Vecna watching us. Or
Does it look
another
reptilian?
being.
Can you put it in a bag or something? Cover it up.
Happily.
Wait, but it might still... Can I take a closer look at it and see if I can, I don't know, identify it somehow?
Do you have an identify spell?
No, but can I just kind of look and
Make
see
an
if-
Arcana check.
Sure. 2.
Okay.
You know,
As
plus 5, but...
Right. As you get down close to glance at the rather disturbingly bloodied face of Delilah Briarwood, the eye shifts back towards you. As the closer you get, you watch as the thinly slit pupil seems to almost widen and focus on you. And it's this unsettling presence. And as you try and concentrate on it to see if there's any immediate signs of whether it be sigils or arcane marks that would mark it to be more of a magically enchanted object than an actual organic eye, nothing comes to mind other than the fact that it seems to be very intent on studying you back.
Can I try to remove it from the ocular cavity.
Using with your fingers?
Yeah.
Okay.
My tiny ocular hands.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
9.
Okay. You,
Can inspire myself, I suppose.
if you want to, up to you. How many more bardic inspirations do you have after the battle?
2, right? Because I didn't cutting words anyone. Those count as inspiration,
They do.
right?
Have to
Yeah.
waste it. I mean,
I have-
Your fingers are now pretty much knuckle deep into Lila
I
Briarwood's
will
sock.
inspire myself just to give it a serious try.
Okay.
That's plus 10, so that's a 19.
Okay.
Plus, I guess, 3 for Jack of all trades.
If you're not training it, then yeah.
So 22.
All right. So you begin humming your favorite eye-pulling song under your breath, and with the horrible sucking sound, you pull the eye from her socket, leaving this kind of trail of dark black and red viscera that just dangles from it loosely. Which, as you pull it free, whatever attached the eye to it seems to burn off and fall, leaving just the circular socket. I also need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Insta-death.
no, you're fine.
No, I'm not. Oh, is this magic?
It's not a magic spell. I'd say it's a magic effect. Yeah.
So do I get advantage?
I'll say for yes, as a gnome, for this, yes, you would.
Way better, but still terrible. 12.
Oh, God.
12.
How bad was your first one?
A 1.
Okay, so you guys watch as Skimlin kind of pulls this eye out and kind of looks at it for a second. For you, it's less of an actual voice, but these images come to your mind of all the terrible things that have happened in your life. The loss of your mother, the near loss of Kaylee, loss of your friends. Every person that's ever mattered to you, you've seen slain before you or heard about. You could stop that from ever happening again. All the answers you could have. You would have the power to prevent any of that from ever happening again. And it's so simple. It's so simple.
Can we smack the eye out of his
Well,
hand?
as this is happening, you watch as he's looking at it, and this hand just goes up and starts clawing into his own eye socket.
I'm going to use every dex I have.
I'm holding tight to this thing.
I'm going to slap fucking hard.
This thing's gonna kill
This is
me.
well. This Dex isn't going to help you so much here as it's going to be a strength thing. So go ahead and make an athletics check.
Can I?
And for you for this, go ahead and make. This would be an acrobatics to try and dodge out of the way.
Strength check?
Or athletics.
Oh, athletics. That's better.
So you're trying to slap it out, get out of his grasp.
13.
10. You slap, and the hand kind of just like, kind of pulls back a little bit, and he kind of yanks it back in, and you can see a trail of blood beginning to pull out of the corner of the eye.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I?
I'm digging my
can I
coke
slap it out
nail.
of
My
his
coke
hand?
nail's going in.
Can I slap him? Can I try to grab his hand and slap him across?
Yeah, this is the last chance anybody has to try and do this, or
Yeah,
Talon
yeah.
loses an eye.
Okay.
We're going to Event Horizon moment here. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
27.
Do I roll
Roll an
against that?
acrobatics check.
Don't be a nut.
It's the same thing. So it's 13.
Okay.
again.
So as his fingers are digging into the socket and the other eye's just staring at this piercing circular gaze in his grasp in his right, you see the blood beginning to trail down his face in two different places as he's gotten his fingers partway behind his own eye. And you rush up and grab him by the wrist, put your other hand right at the front of his face, kind of pushing his nose and cheek up, and you pull it back, and you watch as from behind the eyelids his fingers slip out. And he's fighting it with all his might. And with that, as you pull back, as soon as you get it free, with your other hand, you just backhand the eye. Well, you knock the eye out of his other hand, and it goes and kind of disappears beneath the mist.
Can we see where it landed? Go.
Yeah, I'm going to follow the eye.
Do not touch it, Percy.
You're
Plan on
Can
it.
I see?
the throbbing pain and you're not able to focus on this eye at the time. You're effectively unable to see out of this eye really well, probably until your next long rest, because it's pretty damaged just from the brief grabbing in there.
Gouging?
Yeah, you can try and heal him if you want
I'll give you a little heal.
to. Your mind comes back to you for a minute, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
What are you doing?
It was speaking to me.
What did it say?
I don't exactly remember, but it had some really strong arguments.
What, is it like telling you to pull your own fucking eye out?
I guess, yeah. It was offering me things. It was telling me it could help. I've never felt that way before. It was amazing.
Ew. Where'd it go?
Which you two, you said you were going to go ahead and look in the mist for it?
I'm not.
Oh yeah, you're just down.
Holding
Investigation
on to
check. To the remains of Vax.
to armor.
And Keyleth goes over to Vex and just kind of like curls
14.
up into her.
14. As you dive over in the direction where you think you saw it go, you begin to, the mist is thick and you start kind of pushing it away, and there's just very, very dense underbrush and foliage that is just gathered here that created the kind of crunchy floor. Glancing through and pushing around, there's no sign of the eye.
I need help finding it. I need help. Be very careful.
I come over and start helping him look.
Oh god, you didn't step on it.
I've got the flashlight box out, and I'm going to try and use this as a container if we find it.
Okay.
So-
You're not using the actual light from using the
No,
box.
no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The light, the mist, the thickness in the mist right now, the light would probably hinder your search than help it.
Keyleth, can you thin this?
What?
I need to see.
Thin
Make
the
the
mist.
mist go away.
What?
Can you make the mist go away?
I don't know.
Can you try?
I like half-heartedly do a gust cantrip while still sitting next to Vex.
Okay. Watch as some of the mist kind of dissipates and very quickly begins to roll back. The mist here is almost aggressive in its need to fill the space. Like a lot of things in the Feywild, it almost has its own sense of nature and purpose, and it's not going to let someone push itself back if it wishes to exist on the forest floor. As you're rushing in to help, because you've already made the investigation check and the mist is rolling in, and based on his inability to find it, you're not even quite sure where it landed. Make your own investigation check, but you're at disadvantage.
Okay. Hey, that's high. That's not.
Shit.
3.
Okay. Over the next 3 or 4 minutes, as you guys pat through and tear roots apart in sections of the forest floor, there is no sign of where the eye landed.
Can I, if I were to cast locate object, would that work?
You can certainly try.
Okay. Okay.
So you, as you go over and grab your holy symbol and kind of kneel to the ground, focus on whatever this dark relic is that seems to have plagued you in 2 different ways in just the past 10 minutes. As you concentrate, you feel the divine light of Sarenrae come and restore warmth from the center of this cold forest. You feel the energy flow through you, and the image of her face descending from above, her mouth opening, and she just exhales this breath over you, and as it does, you suddenly can clarify your visual perception on this object, and you know exactly the direction it is. You start walking in that direction, and you kind of push past Grog and push past Percival, and you find a portion of the ground, and you look, and it's not there, but you know it's that direction.
I think I've located it, but I can't see it, but I know what direction it's in.
Is it underneath the ground? Is it invisible?
I don't know. So it seems like that it's in the ground, or like it's been moved, or
kind of try and push aside some of the mist in the area, and it's like all kind of closed in now since the gust cantrip has kind of held back what it could while you cast the spell.
I see them moving in that direction, and just once again, kind of
Okay.
poop for them.
The mist separates again. You look, and you can see the direction where it would be, and as you kind of glance over and focus your attention, it looks like between 2 of the roots, there's a portion of fresh dirt. Burrowed.
Okay. Okay, can I start digging?
Yeah, you're scooping in.
The box out ready.
Okay.
About 3 inches down, you scoop down and pull up a big handful
close your
of
eyes.
moist dirt. And then there you watch as some of it falls away. You see the wet exterior of the greenish yellow eyeball.
It
It's like
itself down.
it began to burrow. You see it kind of glancing
weird.
about. The
Immediately
eye is
put it in the
flickering
box.
around, like rapidly trying to find a way out.
Put it in the box.
All right, you close the box.
I don't trust that thing.
The burrowing eyeball, are you sure?
No, I mean, no, I mean, I don't trust it. I don't trust it near us.
My favorite thing you've ever said.
I think, Percy, I think you need to give it to me to hold.
I think that's a terrible
No,
idea.
I can take care of it better than you.
What makes you think
No.
Just give it to me. Trust me.
You're bleeding out your eye right now.
I want revenge on this eye, and give it to me so I can get revenge.
Oh, I cast Cure Wounds for his eye.
Right, you
Did that-
did
yeah.
that, yeah.
Okay.
So the eye, well, there's
That's
still,
better, but
well,
like-
yeah, the eye wasn't removed from the socket, but the damage that was around it seems to have healed up from the mild cure wounds. There's still the drying blood that is kind of pulled down the cheek, but it appears that most of the initial damage has been sealed.
Do you want me to hold on?
I kind of want you to hold it.
Okay.
I think I should hold it.
I think Pike should
just
hold it.
feel like I'm gonna hold on to it in case it tries to attach itself to you again, or you pull out your eyeball again.
That thing is close, and like, yes, and that thing, it should be difficult to get out of. It is a big case that's designed to hold a
What
big
if it can
bright.
still hear us? Sense where we are.
It's an eyeball. It doesn't have ears.
That is true. That is a very good point.
Well, if we're really amused by it, we can just set off the light crystal that's in there and let it blind itself in there for a while. That could be funny. We have bigger problems. Diamonds
Yes, a much bigger problem.
and Delilah.
Oh, yeah, she still goes in the bag, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to want to have a word with her later.
Even beyond the diamonds.
Vex? Vex. You need you here now. I need you here. We're not done. This is not over yet. We are in trouble. We need to find a city. 2 of you. I need both of you here.
Of course, darling.
This was supposed to be a weekend trip.
Nothing is ever what it's supposed to be.
Just a weekend trip.
I know. Let's get this done.
Even after we find 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds, I've never brought anyone back before. And this is versus the Raven Queen. How do we know if his soul is even available for return?
How do we know that she is against us? This was a Vecna. She may still be with us.
I can't believe I left his soul over there alone.
You didn't.
You didn't.
I did. I came back.
We're not done.
We're not done.
Maybe we should talk to the Raven Queen.
How do you do that?
There's a temple in Vasselheim, and there's a temple
I imagine
in Whitestone.
same way that he did.
We need to find diamonds.
Yeah.
Can we find them without, while we're here, can we find them where we are?
We
I don't know how you find diamonds in the Feywild.
Percy, don't you know the Feywild?
Where are we?
Yeah, do we see any, like, structures off in the distance, or is it all just overgrowth?
You are in the seemingly center, or at least completely surrounded by enclosed, dense, bluish purple forest. You cannot see above the canopy. What little bit of light that is visible seems to be from sort of a bioluminescence beneath the fog. I mean, as you guys kind of pushed Below, you could see what appeared to be bits of fungus that grew out of the forest floor and the slowly dying off and decomposing leaves and fallen branches. So it's almost like this underlit glow, but you don't see any structures, no signs of civilization. You have no idea where you are. You've not been to this part of the Feywild.
Maybe our werewolf friends are still around.
Yeah, I was going to say I have a terrible idea. Like, you know, I think they wanted to leave. So what if they know of like some hidden treasure trove around here? Like, you know, a tit for tit.
Yeah.
That I might be able to buy diamonds as well.
We can buy
If we go to a city.
If we rest, I may be able to make them.
25,000 gold worth of diamonds.
How big is that?
I don't know. I have
It could
three.
be a lot of smaller diamonds, or
But how big? How many?
I'll pull
I
out
should be
one
able to
diamond that I
tell how
have that's
much-
worth 1,500 gold.
I feel like that's within a Tinker theory, is figuring out how much diamond.
We
is
would need
25.
20 more of these.
How big is it?
It can range based on the purity of the diamond, how well it's been cut.
Rules apply.
You can make an intelligence check if you'd like.
That'll do. I feel like this would be in the wheelhouse.
I've got to blow my nose again.
God, I'm rolling just the worst. 13.
13.
Microphone.
I mean, that's a lot of diamonds. That can range depending on the purity and where you're coming from or where in the world it's found. You know, there's this kind of a standard amount when it comes to magic practices that aren't tailored to the cultural variations of cost. Like you couldn't ask somebody, sell me these diamonds, but for 6 times the cost, and you know, it wouldn't help the spell occur. It's actually that's the general equivalent to the amount of diamonds that are consumed required for this spell.
We don't have a body.
You've never seen that many diamonds in one place.
We don't have a body, so we're basically making a diamond vax.
I know where there are diamonds.
That's fun.
Where?
I have 3. I give them to
I
Vex.
can make them. We just need an animal.
How much can you make?
As much as the animal.
Ooh, like the bigger the animal, the bigger the diamonds?
I can make animals.
I mean, I know you're grieving, but we could give Trinket up for this.
I can make animals.
Scammon.
It's worth a try.
There is a second thought if this does not go well, which was there was one place where we saw that many diamonds in one place before. Thordak.
Yeah. But they would have surely like cleaned all that up by now,
I'm
right?
assuming.
Yes, but there's not everything left at the city. There's enough there. There's a it didn't just get randomly distributed. I'm sure that they have it. I'm sure we can make a deal.
Took a loan. We could like take a loan.
I have something worth money.
Was that a bad idea?
No, I just
Taking out a loan
leveraging you.
to buy diamonds.
We have gold. We have plenty of gold.
Hey, what did Craghammer mine? What was their deal?
All sorts of things. Many precious metals, gems, stone that was used for crafting and hewing into various forms of masonry. Pretty much anything that could be reaped from beneath Cliffkeep Mountains. That's what Craghammer specialized
what
in.
if we go to a mine? What if we go straight to a source, buy direct?
Go straight to Crackhammer and buy. Or we can try doing what
We can
Scanlan
try
said.
mine first,
Let's
and if
try
it
his
doesn't
first.
work, but I need to rest. I can't do anything today.
Oh,
Should we get back to the
We can move
to our world?
We
Should
can
we
move
get
to Craghammer. Rest there.
we can't. We have to sleep
to
before.
sleep.
Unless
I mean,
unless
we
there's
are
a portal
bleeding.
unless there's a portal nearby that we can get through.
Did you send us to that pond? I thought you took us to the pond with the
I mean,
chick.
it has to be nearby. Plane shift is general. I pick an area and it kind of gambles on where it's going to drop us.
And did you specify a location?
I did. I said the Shademark Bog and the pond, or the glade.
with that.
I found the page in my notes and I just rambled all the names off very quickly in panic.
Now, what's interesting is since last you were at the Shademark, you recall this being a very kind of oil-thickened
Oh, you took us to where
Oh no. is
Sondor was. You didn't take us to the pond with the chick?
Correct.
With
This
my-
is the Shade
my
Mark.
boo.
This is where you battled with Sondor. However, the forest you're in now, if this is indeed the same location, it seems to have vastly recovered from the corruption that Sondor's presence gave. Which is why it's both unfamiliar to you and not as oppressive as the last time you visited.
And didn't we?
No.
No,
Should we
I
howl
plane
and
shipped.
So we
Fuck
have
the
to spend the
werewolves.
night here. Vecna's in our world.
Vecna's in a box with us as well.
How much power does he get from that eye?
More than all of us combined, I imagine.
If it burrows in the ground, it can't like break out of the box, right?
I don't know.
Open the box and see what it's doing.
We can look in the box without.
Give it to me.
Why?
I'll take care of it.
What are
What,
you
you
gonna do,
shot the bird
Scanlan?
I'll
last time.
send it away
No,
No.
no.
to
Yeah,
a place
no.
where only I can get it.
Your butt.
That
Can I
is.
just take a peek?
You open it up.
But just like,
Yeah. You hold it back and,
So it
and
can't
hold
see
it
me?
open.
There's a glass thing, so we can look through the glass window.
oh, okay.
And immediately glancing in, you see it staring right back at you.
Give me the
hate
thing.
it.
I'll get rid of it.
No, don't send it to another plane.
Don't
That's
give it to
very
him.
fucking weird.
But it's
Yeah.
it's a personal plane. It's my plane.
Like, are you sure nobody else can ever get into it?
I am not.
Then no.
I don't know how this works. My daughter taught me this spell. I've never used it
Then
before.
fuck it, we're not doing it.
Hold on to
But
it and we'll figure that out.
It goes into a little
bit.
pocket dimension. This is what she told me. I don't even know what that means.
That's really weird.
What if it's the Vecna dimension?
Here, let's try something. Just give me something. I'll send it there now, and I don't know what that will do.
How will we know it's there?
Give me trinket.
No, stop it.
I can't do trinket. It has to be less than 5 pounds.
Less than 5 pounds?
Yes.
It has to be just something small.
Yeah.
No, no, don't consider it, Pike. No.
Just give me anything.
Do you want like a pair of manacles?
Sure.
It's a pair of
Don't ask
manacles.
questions like
All
we're
right.
considering it.
I will use wrist pocket.
Okay, you watch as he holds the manacles, and then it's just like a flourish with his hand, and they just vanish from sight.
How do you know if they're there?
I don't know where they are.
Nice trick.
I literally have no idea, but watch this.
They seem to apparate immediately back into his grasp.
I don't know how I even do that.
Cool. We're not using a random ass magic trick
Did you
on
just
an
point at me
eyeball.
and tell me to come to you so you can make me disappear and come back?
I know I want the eye. I can get rid of the eye.
Don't do it, Pike.
No, it makes me nervous, again, and I want to keep our eyes on it.
Maybe we should vote on this. Should we give it to me? Who says aye?
You can buy my vote.
Well,
For 25,000
Hand
GP of
raises
diamonds.
from the beyond.
Yes, you do. You can buy my vote.
I don't have enough.
Are there
money.
any
have something
animals
I want.
around?
Make a nature check.
Natural 20.
Yes, you do.
Wow. You're familiar with forests, definitely, and you can see telltale signs of scurrying, telltale signs of track marks in the ground, feces left behind by living creatures, and you do see signs of things that live throughout these forests everywhere.
Anything that looks like it would be like the size of a adult deer or something.
A doe,
An
deer,
elk,
a
female
female
deer.
I'm thinking a male deer.
A buck.
A buck.
stag.
A buck.
A
Yes, a stag. A white stag. Any stag, really, just an animal. It's big.
You see a number of tracks that would resemble creatures that size or larger. Some seem bear-like, some seem larger than that. Those similar clawed and heavy footprints, some that are smaller and skittery, some that you see like there was a small cluster of what might be deer-like creatures, but you're not quite sure what the tracks are. Yeah, there's plenty of life that wanders through here. And apparently since you've arrived, none that seem bold enough to approach you too closely in this clustered clearing you're in. I tend to call it a clearing because you maybe have a total of 10 feet that you're all crammed into at this time.
I know, creepy music.
I mean, if we howl, right?
oh yeah, are we down?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't healed since the fucking.
Wrecked.
I'm not, but
What's everybody? What are we?
I'm low.
I'm okay.
228.
Aren't you low, Pike? Like
I mean,
11
if we're
or
about
something?
to rest, yeah,
Yeah, you're
probably
like a-
super low.
I think I am low. Let's see. I forgot I wrote it down here.
I'm at 46.
I'm at 48.
I'm actually okay.
Oh
in the
yeah.
lab, too.
I forgot.
Trinkets.
Yeah,
But
you're
I'm
like-
almost dead.
Trinkets
Yeah, you're
unconscious still in my
Necklace.
necklace.
Okay.
He's unconscious. So
Um.
pop him out if you're gonna heal us.
Yes.
Oh, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
I just start crying again.
I turn him into diamonds.
Such an asshole.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
I think we
Pike's
need
gonna heal us,
to heal and sleep.
All right. What
and
are you
then I'm
casting?
gonna kill something.
Okay.
Let Keyleth make something big.
What are you casting, Pike?
Mass cure wounds.
Mass Cure Wounds. All right, go for it.
Okay.
Will it work on a magical animal? Will it work on a magical animal, or does it have to be a real animal?
No, it can work on anything, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I've never turned anything into diamonds.
Why the hell not? If I had that, I'd be doing
I
it
mean,
all the
you
time.
could do
Right,
it all the
in
time.
retrospect, I should have been
Yeah,
doing
what
this
the fuck?
literally every day.
Yeah.
I just learned the spell like a
Why'd you
like a
come
week ago.
Why are you dealing drugs? Just be like,
Yeah,
boop.
but look at this.
Solid.
Oh, it's gone. It's
yeah,
back. Cool, right?
And think how useful that will come in the bedroom.
Okay.
Manacles.
Oh.
No, nobody.
Wow.
Cool.
I was like, pocket dimension?
That was okay.
No, we went.
You all healed 31 points.
Okay.
Yay!
Something.
Yay.
Go
Which
team.
ones? All of us?
31.
Yeah.
Everyone healed 31.
Okay.
Trinket gets up.
Yay.
Hi, Trink.
Open up.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Do you guys need more healing? I could try to give
I
us
mean,
more.
we're gonna rest, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are we
could do
are we
more,
safe to
but
leave
I
fucking?
know we're gonna rest,
I mean, there's
so.
nothing we can do at this point. To leave Vecna in the world,
I'm open. We have
we can't do anything.
one problem at a time. We have Delilah, and we will deal with.
What do you want to do with Alana?
I think we need
She's
to
been
question
stuffed
her.
into the bag of holding.
I know.
We're going to talk to her. We're going to see what we can learn. We're going to be very thoughtful about what we talk to her about, and we're going to find a way of making sure that this is the last time we put her in the ground. By hook or by crook.
Don't cry on camera and then have to blow your nose a bunch.
Do we,
She says to a nearby tree.
The more you know.
do we use... Well,
Should we
Any
try
mansion.
killing an animal and seeing how many diamonds you get out of it?
Or Keyleth
I can't
can
try
just.
anything today.
Okay, we have to wait.
Tomorrow.
Okay, we have to
Tomorrow
rest.
we go to Craghammer. We make an animal.
We don't have the mansion tonight.
No.
Do you want to speak with Dead
Let's.
before bed, or you want to sleep on it?
we don't need to mention I got all my hit points. I'm good.
I don't think I'm in the right mind to even think of anything to say to her that isn't just rage at the moment.
We need to get up in a tree. I don't know what's in this area, but I
Do you
saw
have your
some
mansion.
tracks that didn't look friendly.
No mansion.
Camping.
Let's get up there.
Aren't these trees, like, dangerous in their own right?
They seem like they've quieted
We've
down a
healed
bit.
this forest. It should thank us.
Okay. Does the bow, like, talk to the trees or anything? Feathers.
Interesting. With the natural 20 nature check you made earlier, there is, I don't want to say, not a kinship, but a sense of understanding between you and the surrounding forest. It's hard to explain, and you haven't really had this sense before. This is more of a Keyleth territory of having this connection with nature, but it's because you wield Fenthris and were responsible in a large way for cleansing this landscape, that as you begin to approach and look for trees for a place to sleep, you watch as one tree, the branches seem to bend down to form a small ladder, and you watch as the boughs above kind of separate and create what appears to be an easy to lay down cluster of branches and leaves.
Small miracles,
They like us now.
one
Thank
at a
you.
time.
You guys crash out. I'll take first watch.
I'm gonna pull the armor up so we can just keep it. Or did you want it?
Yeah. We cuddle between the armor.
That's weird. I'm not getting involved.
That's the saddest thing.
It's pretty sad.
No.
All right, the rest of you find yourselves to a night's rest, seemingly protected for the time being by the surrounding Shademark forest, no longer the Shademark bog. And unconsciousness takes you, Grog taking first watch.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys if you wouldn't mind to step into the kitchen.
What? Really?
Everybody
Yes.
but Grog, or?
I know everybody
Okay.
but Liam.
Oh, fuck
shit,
me, running.
We're on,
We're jacking off.
jacking.
Jacking.
off.
Oh man. No, I feel like you're gonna make plans.
What are you gonna do? We're not in here.
Go, go.
A
whole other show.
Life with Spin-off.
All right, we're getting Liam back in here.
Oh my god.
Shoo.
Are you breaking after this?
Shoo. No, I'll probably have you back in.
Oh shit.
Getting tangled.
Don't die. Forever.
Wait for them to leave the room. Vax'ildan. As your eyes dart back and forth, glancing upward at the sky above, snow hitting and stinging your paralyzed eyes, you see the terrible lich above you. A flash of green, then darkness. Floating. Without weight. Without temperature. You glance around in the surrounding shadow and cannot see anything. Your hands before you, nothing. It is just void, darkness. You will yourself to see something, anything, and in an instant, you begin to glow. Your form becomes visible around you. You can now see your body, nude and held aloft in this dark space, just emanating this soft, vibrant, orangish white light. As the light begins to emanate and cast away the nearby darkness, you also see what appears to be a tangling of some sort of web, strands of silk that also begin to glow a similar light as to your form that holds you tightly in your position. You struggle, but you're held firm. You think you yell out, but as you glance upward to shout for help, you see the shadows now curl back to reveal the familiar sight of a massive, white, porcelain woman's face, eyeless, yet staring straight at, if not through you. Her presence, imposing as it may be, soothes you as her giant hand, larger than a house, a palace it seems almost, emerges from below and gives you a ground to step on, your feet finding purchase in the center of her dark palm. As your feet touch her palm, the silk web seems to loosen. You cast off the threads and fall to your hands and knees. You take a moment and you hear that soft voice once more. My champion, you return to me and tear a swath through the tapestry. Please, be calm. My sight can pierce many veils, but you've been hidden from my sight in recent days, and I am worried what foulness has turned its intent upon us. Now here you come to me, your very thread frayed, and soul transitioning. An unexpected destiny for my beautiful fate touched. One of her fingers kind of curls through your hair in the back of your head. Tell me what you have seen.
Your enemy.
I have many enemies.
Vecna.
What does this Vecna intend?
He's come back to our world. My home. My family is in danger. The world is in danger.
How so? How could one man be this dangerous? What does he intend? What have you learned?
I don't know.
I wonder why he would guard my sight. Well. And she goes into quiet contemplation for a moment. You see the strands of hair that emanate from the sides of the mask kind of just slowly shifting like waves on an ocean. This Vecna comes to your world to be a king.
That or grind us all into dust.
This is historical. Mortals continuously intend to find others to grind into dust. If this being has the power to block my sight, he has power beyond a mortal realm. Did you see anything? Anything else?
We traveled to the Shadowfell. There was a tower. And he had servants. He had powerful servants. A woman that we fought before. And another, a man, a creature I don't know, with a blade. A dark blade. And he was too powerful for us. He crushed us.
And in your short spark with him, you learn nothing more of his plan. No hint of what he's plotting.
He threw me to the ground the first second he lays eyes on me. He murdered my sister. I thought we had come to an arrangement.
We have?
Where is my sister?
She lives still. She is beyond my influence. However, your body is ash, and your soul is steeped in the divine energies that uphold the paths between life and death. You've yearned your eternal rest. The mass begins to recede into the darkness.
No, no. Come back. No. I will not leave them behind.
the faint gray of the mask that began to fade into shadow stops and comes back even brighter, vibrant almost. You sense the mystery of the Raven Queen shift from this entity that dodges and weaves to instead a pillar of power of life and death that is both awe-striking and awe-fearing. And for a moment you realize how small you are in her presence. You truly see to seek this, to bring it to its end.
Whatever it takes.
Your resolve is admirable. Your love of your chosen family is vibrant. What I offer you is the power to see this conflict through to its end. You will be briefly beyond the very grasp of death, and I will hold back any attempt for you to transition. You will be a bulwark of my power in cold flesh, walking between heartbeats, unstoppable. You will have the power to walk once more the Vox Machina with your sister, with your Keyleth. And should you use this power wisely, perhaps save Exandria, save them, save her. But when it's done, and this foul, undying king lies dead or sealed, you will return to me, my champion, evermore. The imposing image now shifts and changes in an instant. The giant being is now the simple woman. The mask you once saw removed, now missing. And there, the somewhat sad, beautiful, pale face of the Raven Queen as she steps forward. The silence is broken by the sounds of her footsteps across nothing. Her hand comes up, warm, you weren't expecting, as it races across your brow and curves across to your chin and pulls it up a bit. Do you accept my gift?
You have such loneliness in your eyes.
Perhaps you will keep me company when you come back to me. Do you accept?
I do.
Then so be it. You whose nature bucks destiny, my beautiful thing. Go. Share what you have shared with me, with others like me. Take what you can learn of this Vecna's plans. For if he can block his intent from one who knows what he plots against the other powers beyond the gate, learn from them. Ask them. You have my blessing. They have theirs to give as well. And they may be all that stands between the ruin of this world and you. Let their blessings turn the tides, Vax'Ildan. But choose your time wisely, for corruption like this waits for no one. Now, she pulls your head down and kisses you on the forehead, brings your head close to hers, and you hear a voice whisper right into your ear ever so faintly. Wake up. You need to go ahead and retrieve the rest of the cast now, if you wouldn't mind stepping aside. Sure. Thank you. Ooh. That's interesting. And hear you in silence. How creepy is this? Never get to talk with you guys at the table by myself. I don't even know what to do. Oh, they enter now. Welcome back.
Hi.
Come, have a seat. Plug in.
Okay. Go so far away. I'm jacking in.
Jack in.
By the way, audience, Travis pointed out as we left, they might not know what we were talking about when we all said, oh, we're going to jack off now. It means unplug our microphone cords.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a pretty good...
We're not
performing illicit acts.
I am, but everyone else is.
To each their own, I suppose.
Jacking in.
That's the hard part.
Is that?
Why was Liam crying in the hallway?
No, he's married. Sam's
I hope
swimming
I
you.
plugged into the right thing.
Is this yours?
Jacking in.
Hang on.
Jacking in. Okay. All right.
It's the only way we can give me a focus on the spot.
What happened?
Hello.
All right.
What did you do?
I can verify that none of us listened or read
That's why we
anything
were
about
so
what just
far
happened.
away.
We were just jacking off the whole time.
We had to hide at the other end of the building, man. That was a little nuts.
Good, Chris.
Okay, scooch one more.
So, as you make your watch, who's making second watch?
I'll take both.
No.
He
No,
needs a
you need to
rest. He needs a
sleep.
rest.
I don't, boo.
Yeah, you do. You need to sleep.
You
You
need
don't want to be exhausted.
You gotta get your spells back, man.
Yeah, you'll get exhausted.
Yeah.
spelling
Fine.
back.
Who's taking second?
How long?
take
How
second.
long does he have to rest so he's not exhausted?
Long rest.
These are all long rests. We're all getting long rests, but
Yeah.
we just have to take. I'll take second watch.
I'm already exhausted. Frenzied last.
Yeah, so you would
So
take,
then you
if
really
you
need
don't
to
rest, you don't get rid of that point of
Listen,
exhaustion.
we've all learned what happens when I get 2 points of exhaustion. Just good things.
Vecna comes back and we all die.
Vecna is back.
All right. So Percival, second watch?
Yeah.
Perception check.
That'll do. That's a 21.
Okay. Your watch continues without issue. And final watch is
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Pike. Final watch. Perception check.
19.
19. Okay. While there is no real change from day to night in the Feywild, it's in that perpetual kind of nearly dusk sunset, purple-orange skyline, which you can see elements of creeping through since you're higher up in the brush of the forest. But you do hear the shifting of sounds, where like the evening owl hooting has changed to more gentle bird chirps and sounds that would usually befit birds that lead the morning to you, whether that be the forest itself, its natural cycle, or it altering to fit your cycle of sleep. At the end of your watch, as you're still you've had your full rest, but still a little groggy, you hear what sounds like the crushing of leaves on the ground below you.
I'm gonna try to hop up and hide in the tree with everybody. Well, I guess I'm looking awake in the tree.
We're up.
Okay. As you're up in the tree still, you kind of move out of the way and you glance down.
I'm just gonna. All right, I'm just gonna keep watching.
Okay. You see a humanoid figure emerge from one of the nearby trees. Pale, nude. Get on that. Long, dark, black hair. Just kind of groggily stepping into the glade where you just were.
Is this your nymph?
It's a familiar figure.
It's a familiar figure.
Long, dark, black hair.
I'm gonna go down from the tree.
It's Powder from the movie Powder.
Wait.
He had no hair.
I don't know. I'm asleep.
You're asleep. So
You're
you
asleep?
you crawl down.
Yeah.
I don't want him to see me.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
What has happened? What has happened?
Oh.
That's actually good.
22.
22. Passive wisdom. As you carefully stay in the tree, you kind of shake your head a bit, kind of wandering into this opening here. Not quite sure where you are as your senses are coming to, and you hear this slight scraping of something against bark. And you immediately glance up and you can see the small shine of a silver and brass set of armor, and as a tiny gnome is currently held up into the boughs of a tree.
Stringbean?
Hi.
Hi.
Where are we?
We're in the Feywild. Where did you just come from?
I'm not entirely sure. I died. Did you know that?
I did know that. We're trying to figure out how to save you.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a little confused.
That's okay.
The naturally sensitive ears, even in a sleeping state, that are Vex's, being the wild's hunter you are, you hear a suddenly loud voice below that catches your attention. Your eyes flicker open.
Oh! Fuck.
Get up and run down.
Darting down the tree rapidly, you watch as your sister kind of falls into the foliage. There you see before you your brother, clothesless.
Thought you died. I watched you die.
It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick of the Feywild.
Look, I'm sorry I'm naked.
No.
Come here. Come here. I'm all right. I'm all right.
He's physical. He's cold. But he's there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I died.
No, I know. I didn't see it. I died too.
But you're back.
So are you.
I'm so glad you're back. Don't cry.
Yeah, but no. I have your armor. Keet, are you all right? Are you really here?
Yeah, I'm really here.
Can I roll an insight check just to make sure it's actually him?
Sure.
20.
20? I mean, right as you've known your brother, there doesn't seem to be anything that tells you otherwise.
Vex? Can I put my hand on his chest and see if I feel a heartbeat?
Which now, as you notice, now that you're kind of lost focus from just the fact that he's there, you can see, where previously there was a small darkened spot on his chest. It looked like a number of, almost like a bruise of some kind that never quite went away. It has expanded a bit to be almost in the shape of wings across the front of the chest.
Do I feel a heartbeat?
You listen close and make a medicine check.
What's the matter, Pike?
I take my cloak off and
It's a natural 20.
put it around
Oh
him.
shit! You get close and kind of clasp your, and to get close to where his heart is, you kind of have to pull him down a bit.
Okay. There's a
Because
big,
otherwise it's
there's a
dick.
dick,
Yeah.
and he's naked.
Well,
you actually-
Yeah, for no much size right now. This is
there.
getting all sorts of weird.
Just come down.
Listen, I'm a cleric. It's nothing I haven't seen before.
I see it all the time.
She's a doctor. It's fine.
I'm a doctor.
Do you clear diseases?
You hear a very, very faint, slow heartbeat. It's there.
Okay.
Oh,
That's really way
That's
too
like
slow.
Lance Armstrong sleeping slow.
It's 3 BPM.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Does he sound weird?
I
I
can't
always
figure it
sound
out.
a little weird.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when people are very athletic, they have very slow heart rates. So maybe. I mean, you're very in shape, so.
God damn it.
I'm gonna climb up the tree and wake up Keyleth.
Okay.
Tell her to bring the armor down.
How
are you
anybody else
here?
waking up at this point?
Seriously.
Percival, you got a pretty decent perception. At this point, with the sound and the shifting up and down the tree, you guys are pretty alert by nature of having. You all start coming to.
I'm not
Better turn
perceptive
into a
at all.
monster. What's happening?
Except for Grog. You're snoring.
I'm asleep.
Keyleth,
What? I got 1 perception.
Keyleth,
You're-
I need you to
Yeah, I know.
passive.
You're both asleep.
come down from the tree real quick.
What's going on, Pike?
Everything's
think-
okay.
Pike, I need you to tell me before I come around this corner and see.
I just grab her
I'm
hand.
climbing down the
It's
tree.
okay. Just come with me. Just
I am
come
not
with me. It's
coming with
fine.
you until you tell me, Pike.
Come over here. Come over here.
Vax is at the bottom of the tree.
You are.
I grab my stuff and I immediately run.
I'm
down
moving
the
away
trail.
a little bit. A little bit.
I clutch onto Vax's armor.
I don't know. I don't know.
She sent you back.
Yeah.
Well, she's my new favorite.
Vex, I need you to step away from him. Vax, if it is you, I hope you understand, and please, just for a second, thank you.
Fred, it's fine.
We are fighting the perversion of death itself. This is what I would do to torture us. Just let's figure this out before we hand him back anything that's older than we are.
I hand the armor over to my sister.
The armor's still being clutched.
Yeah,
by
you
Keyleth.
don't have the
Oh,
armor.
I didn't get
No.
it yet. I thought
No.
you put it in my hands. Sorry.
No.
I'm keeping some distance.
I haven't come down yet.
Created a temple for me. You know who I serve.
Oh, I believe you. We just have to make sure of what brought you back. I don't even know if you would know yet. Just Pike. Does he have a heartbeat? Is he undead? Is he?
He has a heartbeat.
Have we tried turn undead?
You would know if there's evil in my heart.
It's not your heart I worry about.
You would know if there's evil in my heart.
He's fine.
You would.
If he's not, you will not survive this. You know that.
You actually haven't seen Keyleth yet. She's still up in the tree.
I'm very confused.
It's okay.
They were talking up in the tree, and we
I'm
were talking
sure
down
it's
on the
going to
ground.
be fine. Let's just take a minute and reflect on every terrible thing that's happened over the last 24 hours and be careful for once. I'm so sorry.
No, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. This is insane.
This is madness.
Vax, what do you like to do with my hair?
It's him in there. Let's just make sure that it's him that is the rest of him.
What do you think? He's like a lich or something?
Could Vecna put Vax into something designed to hurt us? I believe it's Vax. It's the rest of it.
you remember anything from when you woke up?
I remember hitting the ground. And I remember watching you die. And then it was her face again.
The Raven Queen.
Yeah.
What would happen to him if you tried to turn undead?
Go ahead.
If he is, though.
If anything awful happens, he should survive it. They just...
Go ahead.
Do it.
Go ahead, get it out of the way.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not worried about it.
I know, but what if it does something and then...
If I'm undead, then I shouldn't be here with you.
Yes,
all of you.
Undead will just have to be extra careful, and we'll have a little more understanding of what's happening.
Where is Keyleth?
When has just a random miracle ever just happened? If we work for a miracle, that's one thing, but this sort of thing just doesn't end up on your doorstep. You know that.
Vex?
Will he survive it?
I don't
I don't know if he is undead.
I don't either. But
I don't want him to be able to be turned against us. He looks normal.
Does he?
Well,
You used to give me wet willies in abyssal class.
well, yeah.
It's me.
I know it's you.
you have something new on your chest.
What? Oh, shit.
Just try it.
Pike.
Well, that's extra.
Keyleth?
Will you come here for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Climb back up the tree.
Okay.
Okay, I could hear everything that was going on because it's just in the tree.
Are you okay?
No, I'm super not okay.
Okay.
What's going on? Okay, just what's going on? Just what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
Keyleth, we can hear you.
Fuck
You're just up the
all
tree.
of you! For a fucking second, just tell me what is.
I was watching, and then I saw him walk out of a tree of sorts, and I think it's him, and he's obviously naked.
No, that's fine.
But
I have his arm.
okay, maybe you would be able to see what's going on. I think you should just calm down.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be okay.
Okay. Okay, you go first.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Okay.
I'll follow her down.
Okay, you come down, and there, next to Vex and Percival, at a distance of a few feet, you see the pale body standing before you of Vax'ildan, breathing.
Soon. I'm so sorry.
You guys wake up
I step
slowly
away.
from all
I'm gonna
this.
go stand next to you so they can have like.
I cannot wait for you both to be angry with me later.
Okay.
Does he feel cold?
Colder than you remember, yeah.
Oh God, he's undead.
Is it you? I thought I killed you.
You?
Or just that I could have done more.
No.
Did you see?
Nobody could have done more for me. No, no.
You're cold.
Am I? Probably should put some clothes on then.
I put my ear up to his chest.
Make a medicine check.
Natural 18, 24.
Yeah. You hear the faint, slow heartbeat.
I give him back the armor.
No, we...
Percy.
Not yet.
I'm not taking it.
Thank you. Not yet.
How long do we have you? What do you remember? Anything?
Well, I mean, you can guess some of it.
No.
No, we fucking
have
can't.
No fucking idea what's going on.
As far as I'm concerned, you can drop dead in front of our faces right now, and it wouldn't be much different than the past 24 hours.
You all have seen her the same as I have.
Yeah, but we haven't talked to her like you have.
I saw her face.
What did she say? Did she send you back? Did she say, "Oh, you're going to be undead, and I'm going to send you back"?
She
and
did
do some
not
stuff?
say I'm a fucking ghoul.
Let's...
Okay, Vax.
Just in case,
You're gonna be
sorry.
okay.
It's okay.
Just take my hand.
Right.
Okay, this is gonna be okay. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
Where'd everybody go?
Good morning.
Grog.
Surprise.
Well, I'll go down.
Hey. Sup, Poobah?
Is this real?
We're not sure.
We're figuring it out.
Ooh.
I need to pee.
I don't know.
I come down and join everybody.
This is happening.
Hi.
I look in my pocket to where I was keeping the dust that was Vax. Is there anything there?
Still filled with dust.
Oh, that's fucking... What is that?
This is you.
It's you.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Let's not even begin to have this discussion if we don't have to.
I feel like
Okay.
I should still keep this. Just in
Keep
case.
it just in case. Okay, I'm gonna cast.
Should we
Turn undead.
like you
So
to
using channel divinity, turn
attempt-
undead.
Whoa, wait, what?
As you say that,
It's
she,
okay. He's not gonna.
she
get
takes her
hurt.
holy symbol and clutches it, and you watch as there's this divine flash and this emanating force of there's a slow hum as it billows out. You've seen her use it before. Clutching Vax in your hand, you feel the warmth pass over you. No seeming effect.
Vax, I don't know how you did it, or how she did it, but
She's
something's happened.
like...
He's a person?
We're not out of the
Ray.
woods yet, but I
She's
think
a-
that we can be physically optimistic. Go.
Pike. She's a god. You...
But I don't see things. I've never seen anything like this
We
before
have
in
to
my
figure
life.
out where you came from, because you're in a pouch.
Yeah.
You're there and you're here.
Wait,
You're in a pouch.
have we tried... Have you... Hey, can you cut your hand? Do you bleed?
Can someone lend me a knife?
Oh.
I'll pull out a...
Yeah.
Or you've got...
I gave you back your armor and shit.
I didn't take
No,
it.
you didn't take it.
It's
I'll
on the
take
ground.
Whisper. I'm gonna take Whisper
Is
and
he
cut
still
him.
naked?
I'm gonna
Yes.
cut you.
Well, he's got a cloak over him.
I'm gonna cut you right here.
Okay. You cut him, and it's a sharp pain, and he watches it bleeds.
Red?
Yeah.
Sorry. I cast Cure.
This is looking better,
Okay.
all things considered.
I don't know.
I'd already laid claim on your boots. I'd come to grips with everything, and I decided I was gonna wear them.
You were going to look so wonderful.
I was about to tell you everything she told me, but I have changed my mind.
Oh, I'm going to fall down on the ground.
Oh, please tell
How
me.
did this
Yeah.
happen?
I was asleep, and now you're here.
You made a deal with your god or something?
Years ago.
And she could
Years
just
ago.
do this?
Year and a half ago.
What kind? What
15
did
months
you
ago.
say? What was your deal?
He's here until the job's complete, right? Until, like, she feels that you've paid your service. I feel like I remember you telling me in bedside chat at some point in time over the 15 months.
Tool TMI.
Need to work on your intimacy,
Never mind.
Kevin.
Oh, God.
She was a bit more specific. She doesn't like our new play pal.
Vecna.
Yeah,
Well, no. She hates him.
yeah.
He's a problem. We were not effective.
Was Keyleth right? If we defeat him, do you go away?
Or maybe you're just free from that
If
deal.
we defeat him, do you go away?
Or is your soul's yours again?
Just answer the question.
It was death or come back and help.
Oh.
You.
Fuck. Oh, shit.
So if we win, you lose.
That's one way of looking at it.
Well, that's a brave choice.
Yeah.
Are her deals final?
I don't have a lot of experience with other gods making deals, darling. But I want you to live a long time. And I want you to live a long time and be happy. And I want you to get a halfway decent relationship with your daughter. I want you to lead many people. I want you to change the world. I want you to do all the things I know you can do and that I forget it. Grog, I just want you to be free.
Thank you, new Vax.
So much better than the old Vax. And look, any one of us could die at any time.
Yeah.
We have died. Some of us more than once. It's a miracle that I'm here now.
Can you put your armor on?
Yeah, this is really, at this point, just...
I don't mind it. It's fine.
So that's it. Your purpose is to make sure that the rest of us find long, happy lives at the cost of your own?
I've lived a very good life.
She's not my favorite anymore.
And it's not just us. The dragons were a test. This fucking lunatic, this dead thing. He's not setting up a theme park, guys.
We need to get back.
We need to talk to the Raven Queen.
We need a plan.
We need help.
We do need help.
Well, we have Vax now. No matter what happens later, this was a brave choice. And I'm not sure I would have made the same. But we're stronger together. And thank you for coming back. It's a harder choice to come back. It's easier to walk away. I know this. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, it's not like we have no agency, right? We've been hit with bigger problems. We'll work this one until we can't anymore.
And we'll just all try and keep each other alive.
Yeah.
I don't accept this as a closed contract.
Yeah, me neither.
Accept it.
And maybe this will make you more fun to be around too. I mean, because you used to just have like this death wish, but now it's like it's done. So now you just like
Don't
pop a beer and
don't set your expectations too high.
I was about to say we can give him that pouch, and then he can have like just perfect proof. That
If you wear clothes, is like the deal like null and void?
No, I have
is
to
it
be
just
naked
like
all the
donged
time.
out all
I have to
the
be
time?
naked.
It's
It's
interesting.
like the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Vax. As Scanlan says those words, you realize.
I have to be naked.
No. It's part of your new multi-classic.
Does he get a bonus to AC?
Level 5 paladin.
Going commando.
Level 12 rogue. Level 1 nudist. Yeah, exactly. This is unarmored defense. You had it. No, he has it too. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say streaker sprint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But no. The words you said about always having a death wish, and now the death wish is over. There's a strength in you, a confidence, an assurance that wasn't there before. That fear of death is gone. And he says that for the first time, while you raced towards death previously, it was out of fear and out of martyr-like purpose. There's just confidence now. And that's where we're going to take a break. We'll be back here in just a minute. We'll continue from here. So we'll quick drink and a restroom break. We'll have our giveaway. Fantastic Zebrawood deck box. It's awesome from our friends at Wormwood. It's got a little card to tell you it's Zebrawood. So one lucky winner is going to get this when we come back from the break. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, go over to Twitch chat and enter, when it's requested by the chat, enter the word Raven into the chat room. And we'll have a winner for you when we get back.
That's so Raven.
That's so Raven, guys. Alrighty, cool. We'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
Okay, Zach said these promos have to be really quick, Dave.
Oh man, that means you don't have a lot of time.
Exactly. So what do you want to say about Interior Writers Room?
Interior Writers Room, Geek and Sundry's new interactive writing experience.
No, I don't like that.
Interior Writers Room. Join Molly, me, and a panel of writers, actors, and professionals as we write a new short script every week.
Okay, more.
That short script we'll produce, edit, and make that very week and show everybody the following Monday exactly how we made it and how we collaborated together.
How about all of that?
Yeah, okay, print it.
Okay. I printed it.
Whoa. Hey, I'm Jackson Lansing, and you can keep watching the Vast Season 1 rebroadcast on twitch.tv/Geek and Sundry every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Hey guys, what's Vast about?
Hello, gamers. Welcome to Season 2 of the new and improved Game Engine. I'm your host, Erika Ishii. And joining me is my new co-host,
Trisha Hirschberger. Game Engine is your hub for all things video games. We'll be discussing the hottest news of the day with you, the chat.
Expect a rotating segment featuring sandbox challenges with the Flip Squad, competitive games with Ready Bet Go, new releases, indie titles, and anything else we feel like playing.
We'll get to sit down and chat with game developers and interesting friends from the gaming community.
Plus sketches, off-site reports, and all sorts of crazy surprises. We can't wait to show you what we have planned.
Catch you all Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on Game Engine.
Sugar pie, honey bunch.
Check 1, 2. Yes, 2.
Are we on the internet?
No, Brian. We're just shooting a promo for the show.
Okay, but will this be on the internet?
Yes, Brian. It'll be on the internet. What is this dude's deal with the internet?
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Vox Machina is live on Twitch and Alpha every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We sit down with your favorite cast members of Vox Machina and discuss the latest episode of Critical Role. We also give out prizes for GIF and fan art of the week. Marisha, this is my promo. get the f out. If you want to know what it's like when a bunch of friends try to make a talk show, then you'll love Vox Machina. We'll see you on the internet.
I'm Steph Woodburn, and AXYB is the show where we play Telltale games and you tell us what to pick, chat.
I'm Steph Woodburn. On AXYB, each of the hosts plays a button and campaigns to have you choose the button.
The chat votes, and one of us wins. Then we press the button and continue the story. And by the way, I'm Steph Woodburn.
Chat, come on.
Studies show.
Studies show.
Studies show. I'm Steph Woodburn.
Minds and Crafts, 3 women and 2 worlds. Here in our reality, they create art, not in competition, but as equals. Their crafting skills augmented by constant chat interaction. And here, in a digital world, they are presented the creations of others. They are but pilgrims on a quest to discover a landscape of creepers, blocks, other lords, rabbits with eyes of lava, a Dan who is a man who is a mountain, and the dangers of Seattle. 2 universes collide and stuff is made. Minds and Crafts.
Wednesday is New Comic Book Day, and for folks like me, Taliesin Jaffe, and Matt Key, that means heading to the shop to talk great stories, terrible costumes, and books that will change your life. But we know not everybody has just the right shop, so we got together to figure out how to bring our Wednesday experience to you. We know comics can be intimidating without the right community, so we're here to make our comic book friends your comic book friends. Welcome to the Wednesday Club.
We know that exploration is what stirs our souls. We know that curiosity is what led us out of the caves, across rough seas on high winds, into the skies, and the final frontier. We know that we were always meant to be seekers, not simply on a search for answers, but on a journey into the mystery of our own existence for the wisdom to ask ourselves the right questions. And while the shadow of war may loom, we must not leave behind who we truly are when called to the line. We are explorers. We are Starfleet. And we must never forget our past if we are to have a future.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Guys, what are you doing?
We're rehearsing for our show.
Sing together.
That's what I joined.
No. Game together. Not sing together. Game together. You sit there, and you play video games. No singing.
I'm Jessica Chobot.
I'm Hector Navarro, and we're the hosts of Mothership.
We combined everything that you love from Geek and Sundry and Nerdist into an awesome internet explosion every week right before Critical Role.
We eat terrible things, have cool guests, and go head-to-head against each other in challenges, but sometimes you just might catch us working together.
Yeah! Boom!
Mothership.
Hey, Matt.
Yo, what's up?
So we have the new script here for tonight's episode of Critical Role. I just have a few questions. Right here it says that I roll like a nat 3 and turn into a goldfish. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to play the comedy aspect of this episode. You know,
Oh,
kind
sure,
of
sure.
ingrain the audience in the ridiculousness of improv D&D. So,
right. That's not gonna like hurt me though when I like hit the rocks. I'm gonna
No,
be fine,
you'll be
right?
fine. You'll be fine.
I'm not gonna like.
Nah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. And what about this one where it talks about us wandering into the city of Dis and almost dying if I don't plane shift them? Are you sure?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a Dante's Inferno meets it's Dante's Inferno thing. It's good. It's gonna be good. Build character. Just make sure you're off book, please.
All right. Okay. No, we trust you. I mean, you're the dungeon master. Thanks for writing this, by the way.
Oh, I didn't write that. I have a whole writer's room that takes care of that for me. I don't have that time. All right.
Wait, what?
Hello, everyone. We'd like to take a few seconds to tell you a little bit about Game the Game.
We are your hosts. I'm Becca Scott.
And I'm Ivan Van Norman, and every single week we play and teach you brand new games.
Yeah, but Ivan, that's not what the show's really about. What it's really about is showcasing all these awesome new guests we have, like game developers and George Takei someday, maybe?
Yeah, well, someday, but until then, we have new board games for you every single week, some which you've never seen before.
Right, but at its heart, Game the Game is really about
hanging out with you, our amazing community, as we play board games every single week.
No, I was gonna say winning.
Oh, you would say that.
Thank you.
It's not really a compliment. Anyway, hang out with us as we play board games every single week.
And go on new adventures with you, our friends at home.
It's roll dice, play nice.
And roll a die, bitches!
Becca, can we work on your catchphrase a little bit more? I mean, it's okay. It's. I think we can do something a little more positively proactive.
I can't be moved on this subject.
Every Friday, this summer, Geek and Sundry brings you the next evolution of the tabletop experience known as
Brick Battles, battling with bricks. Brick Battles, come and get your kids. Brick Battles, Brick Battles, Brick Battles.
You'll watch it.
Well, the week is done and it's time for fun, so get out of your cubicle. Make your way to the stage of the brand games and the robots are singing musicals. Grab your Switch and your Atari.
Pop some popcorn like a carny.
The laughter here is hearty. Time to gather.
Join the jolliest safari.
Where there's magic and malarkey. The dancing's getting gnarly. Time to gather your party. I'm Hector Navarro.
I'm Jessica Chobot, and we've taken the internet's DNA, removed all of its shitty chromosomal abnormalities, and are delivering you the perfect genetically altered internet pig baby chimera hybrid mothership.
Oh my god!
Don't spaghetti!
Looks pretty good to me!
Hey Alexa, shut up! God you Sorry. So moving on. We need to add a poop in there.
Okay, it's just getting good. Amy, we've got a show to do.
From Netflix's Do Mystery Science Theater 3.
Yay!
I feel like I'm in a spaceship.
Al Yankovic.
Now you can pose me any way you want to, just like I'm bendable, you know?
Oh, wow, real buzzkill, huh? Thought we were on a nerd station talking about movies!
We have a new show on Netflix.
Amanda Crew! Yeah!
Everything that's real just happened right now. Spoiler alert, I've smelt all of their farts. Get ready for Snack Chat. Our jobs are to try these goodies and then rate them.
And you guys watch and get jealous. I swear I'm not wiggling it, it's moving on its own. I swear to God. Well, that's not great.
That's disgusting.
Ew, the internet's not gonna get this.
It's the year of the cock.
You can't just say that. That's right.
Quickly, before the giants awake. Let's have a slice of pizza.
It's time for Mothership Challenge.
Jeez Louise. Spin around like a piñata. Don't freak out, internet.
Ew.
Got to the chopper! I'm Hector Navarro, the king of all drones! That's my exact skin tone.
And your exact ab tone.
Oh my god, this is a real $100 bill.
What?
Oh my god.
Can we get Jessica Chobot a goddamn blanket?
So cool.
Oh! Close your mouth, Josh. Do it. Stay golden, Pony Boy.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
He hit me.
I interrupt your viewing to deliver a message. Something is coming. A macabre story that will reach through your screen like a great snake and grab a hold of you and slowly, slowly, slowly consume you until the imagined shell of your safety is cracked. These are the sagas of Sundry. I am Mr. Wren, and there will be dread.
That's so late. You were so late on that.
Change the rules of the game. You wait till the countdown's done, and then you say something foul.
Welcome, guys, back to Critical Role. The winner, the chat room winner of our fantastic Wormwood deck box is Night Mist 1. Night Mist 1, congratulations. Your tonight's winner, Dinova, will contact you for your information, and we'll get that to you ASAP. So, well done. Alrighty, everyone. So, they're figuring out the scenario revolving the return of Axeldan to Vox Machina. And slowly learning some of the scenario around it and the discussions that took place. Pardon.
I love the fight that was happening the last 3 seconds.
It's his birthday. You can do whatever you want.
You know what, that's
goddamn right.
That's gonna be a T-shirt.
I got this. I got this. I got this.
I have no ego anymore. It's fine. I had to stomp that out.
Oh, what did I do?
Thank you.
Alrighty. So, as you put your equipment and armor back on, minus your haste boots.
Minus the boots.
And your other equipment away.
Minus the boots.
God, the grass is really cold.
Oh, here, you can have these old boots of mine.
Oh, thank you. Wow. It's cold.
I admire how you're really sticking to that. I'm in awe. I'm impressed.
Super greedy.
I thought we knew this about me already.
Yeah, but I mean, wow. These are better than Velcro. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the super fly.
I think we should call out to the werewolves.
You think we should call out to the werewolves?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
We need diamonds.
We don't need diamonds anymore.
We don't really need diamonds anymore. We took all last night. We need diamonds. Huge discussion. Took forever.
We don't need them anymore.
Then you suggested we sleep, and suddenly we don't need diamonds anymore.
Why did
really,
we need
this
diamonds?
is a problem you've solved.
We were going to buy your soul back for a lot of diamonds, but we don't need to.
That makes no sense.
It was a high cost
It's
of a
magic, of course
spell.
it doesn't make any sense.
Attempt to resurrect you. And it took a lot of time. Don't worry about it.
Good to know in the future, though. I'm just going to save every diamond we find.
We should probably perhaps get some. I get the distinct impression this is.
We should
Invest
still
in
call
diamonds.
the werewolves.
Just because.
Yeah, I mean, how often are you in the Feywild?
That's true.
You know, it's like going to Philadelphia and not eating a cheesesteak.
We technically go to the Feywild about once a year at this point, at least some of us. But since we are here, I'm not going to pretend I have a plan. I don't know what we're going to do. We are frighteningly outmatched.
I mean, we should probably get back very quickly before too much time passes. We've already slept here.
Right.
If we go back, where are we going? Where were we? When
I feel like
were they
we were in
transported?
Wildmount, but I have no idea.
Does anyone
Where are the
know?
places that are
Best
winter?
guess is Wildmount.
Yeah, because it was winter
Vasselheim?
there.
We can't
Anywhere
do
in
this
Isilra?
alone.
Of course
What about
we can't do this alone.
Art again.
What?
What about? That's his name, right? Art
That's
again.
a start.
Who?
Art again.
The guy.
You keep saying it.
The
guy who,
Archfey who was here that we
the
ran
guy
into
who
before.
messed with us for 3 days.
Yeah, but he was really powerful.
Oh yeah, it was. I bet if we call the werewolves, he will show up as well. I'll just howl for them real quick.
Well, it's not like we can stop you.
Oh, Grog, I
Drew
haven't
point.
noticed.
Make a performance check.
I find that oddly comforting.
Damn it.
Less comforting.
13.
There isn't much space to really echo as the trees tend to absorb a lot of the sound. But you howl. It's cathartic. You wait. You don't hear any response howls.
I love Teen Wolf. I know every line in that fucking movie. Michael J. Fox.
Artigan is a good start. We need
The help of the gods.
higher powers here, yes.
Saren Ray.
That's a start.
I mean, that's of course I can ask, but that doesn't mean we're gonna get it.
Pickle, I actually mean a little more than that.
What?
What do you mean?
Well, we have one god heavily in our corner.
But we need to go and beseech the help of others. We are not enough in this instance. We need to fucking go and talk to Sarenrae.
Go?
How do we go and talk to Sarenrae? Vasselheim?
Possible?
Where's Sarenrae?
You have a very different connection with your god.
You can
Vax.
take us anywhere.
What, like a plane? Like a heaven plane? Like a god plane?
Oh my god.
Plane.
Well, that doesn't exist, right?
The gods? You don't think the gods exist after all you've seen, Grog?
It's a very long discussion, but I just
Make a
meant like
religion
an
check.
actual location for them.
Pike.
I thought gods were supposed to be all omnipresent and whatnot.
19.
19. The creator gods, the prime gods, the creators of Exandria, when they left the prime material plane and left the realm of the elemental planes, and the divine gate was crafted to separate their powers from the prime material for fear of causing another calamity and just wiping out mortal existence on this realm. Many of them withdrew in crafted realms where they reside, where they themselves kind of harness their energies of creation, and where the souls that fall under their sphere of influence come to upon being passed. And the Raven Queen is responsible for ushering that transition. You do know that Sarenrae exists on a plane like this, and she's not the only god that exists on this one particular plane.
I mean,
would they kill us? I mean, do they
I
like?
know, like knock knock hello. I bumped into your universe. I don't know.
I wouldn't come by if it wasn't an emergency.
What else have we been doing for the last year and a half but knocking on different dimensional doors?
I do like New Vax's tenacity.
It's very soon, isn't it?
Wow. Would we be accepted there? I mean, I've done some things in my life that are less than heavenly. Where could you not talk your way into Scanlan Shortholt? That's
true.
Where
An
in
all-seeing god, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
It does immediately become the concern that I can't get us anywhere unless I have some sort of item,
tree,
generally a tuning fork or some sort of
well,
attuned item to that plane to get us there.
We start in
Would I be
Vasselheim.
able to?
We start in Vasselheim.
I mean, you said your god, the Raven Queen, she's the one who can transition people. Maybe she can help.
Does Pike have
Maybe
anything attuned to Sarenrae then?
Get us there.
Well, to Sarenrae.
So, I don't know.
I don't think they're in the same place.
Ashley, you about to ask a question?
Shit, what was I gonna say?
Is her symbol attuned to it?
Yeah,
or?
that's what I.
When tuned to a deity is being attuned to a particular plane of existence, and those things can be the attunement process. I mean, you don't know much about what that would entail, but you imagine that would have something to do with a place of very strong holy worship of that particular deity.
I mean, I'm going to assume that sometime in the last year and a half, these two have told you that I dipped into a bathtub full of blood. And was gone.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
You just weren't paying attention, buddy.
Oh. Must have had other things on my mind.
The temples in Vasselheim are old. The oldest. Including the temple that you helped pull out of the dirt. If anywhere is attuned to the gods, it is Vasselheim.
Ooh, what about Cord? I'm wearing his oven mitts.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Does that mean I should go talk to Melora?
We recruiting?
Oh, no.
Are we straight up god recruiting? Is that what you mean? Like, do gods talk to each other? Does the Raven Queen have?
Yeah, the Raven Queen and Sarenrae are best buds, aren't they?
I feel like when you're in the same clique, when you're on the same level, everyone talks, right?
There's a small group of people.
That area
I
of
mean,
the
they have
lunchroom is
to.
very.
I think what Vax is trying to say is we need patrons.
Patrons.
We need patronage.
Yeah.
We're going to need...
What do you mean?
We're not enough. We are not enough for this. We are going to all die horribly if we try anything like that again.
Like we need them with us, or they are gonna like imbue us with?
I don't know.
Pelor
If I were to
lives here.
Ooh.
Lives here in the Feywild?
Pelor.
Oh, God.
Pelor. Pelor. All of us, your family.
We have to
Okay.
deal with this.
So we have a short list, is what we're saying.
We need to get a slightly longer list, and we have to start begging. We are going to owe favors. We are going to owe our lives. We are going to lose.
Are we really going to like pledge allegiance to a bunch of different gods?
We'll
That's
see.
what we're gonna do?
That could be cool.
We'll see.
Do we each get like different suits? Sure. But just like, of like matching suits, but in different colors? Like god powers?
No.
Maybe
You're taking it to
rings if
just
we all
relax
combine.
a little.
For-
Do you want some ale?
Ruined it.
Like Captain Planet?
Probably, yeah. It's kind of what it's called.
Who's your god going to be? Is there like a god of mischief, a song, of
Raven Queen!
cubes?
Make a religion check.
A religion check?
Yeah.
Your powers combined.
14. Do I add my jack of all?
Yeah, you do. If you're not.
17.
17. There is the Moonweaver.
The Moonweaver?
Yes. Yeah. Now she is the god of moonlight in the autumn season, as well as the patron of illusions and misdirection.
Who is that?
The Moonweaver.
Moonweaver.
Oh.
A god that I've heard of
the
once,
Moonweaver
and therefore
is
will
who
pledge my eternal allegiance to.
You did?
No, we're God spitballing here.
Oh,
I have a stone.
They have a temple to her in Singorn.
I have an ion stone.
Oh.
An ion stone.
Ion.
Ion is the goddess of knowledge.
On our to-call list.
Yeah.
But I also have been, you know.
Why do I feel like we're
I've been praying. I've been praying to Sarenrae lately, so I feel.
Maybe
What
she'll
if-
smooth out.
What if I were to
Make a few calls.
channel divinity and try to like
Yeah.
make a prayer and be like, hey, can we come up there
Yeah,
just
do it.
right
Just
quick?
Give a
Fuck
chat.
Yeah.
Is
Ain't
it
none of
better,
us gonna
is
do
it
it.
better to do that here or
1-900
in the prime
Sarenrae.
material plane, or does it really matter?
I don't know.
The Sarenrae.
They don't care, right?
Well, let's go
Gods.
back to your
Do we
temple.
know? Would she know?
It's also, we probably want to alert the mortal
Yeah.
coil that everything has gone to shit.
Also, the longer we're
Yeah, that's the
here,
other thing.
potentially,
Should we-
the
let's
more
just- maybe we should
time
go.
gets
Yeah, we're
wonky.
we're on a ticking
We
clock
should
here.
go back to the material. Let's go to Vasselheim.
Let's go to Vasselheim. I like this idea.
Okay.
It's a little crazy, but
We're crazy.
Feels like we
I
we
like
should
it.
start with one god
okay.
and see how it goes.
Work our way
If
through.
we
Yeah,
don't die,
Start with one that like really likes you. So Sarenrae's.
Yeah,
Work our way through in a montage.
Yeah.
I mean,
it worked for me.
a godtage.
A godtage.
Real then.
Do we all get tattoos? We need a godtage.
Vasselheim.
Vasselheim.
To Vasselheim.
Wait, we're just gonna go?
On my
Yeah.
hand, Dick.
Did
Wait,
what
we
about
didn't
the
talk to
werewolf?
Artigan. Artigan, are you here?
Is that how it works?
Can you hear us? You want to help us
Maybe if we
defeat?
do something even stupider than holding hands in a circle in the middle of the forest.
Did any werewolves show up?
We do this a lot. Okay,
Right
let's
as
go.
we go, I start howling.
And with a singular howl, you all shift out of the Feywild and then rapidly appear right on the outskirts of the outer wall of Vasselheim. You see the large, almost almost Sumerian-looking structures and walls that surround the outside. The ancient architecture of the place definitely has the oldest look, and you remember seeing it from the inside or from the top when you flew into your first sky sail or your sky ship arrival into Vasselheim. The snow-covered ground and snow-covered nearby trees as part of the Vasper Timberland.
I immediately look around in a 360 very quickly. Does there look like any big cities that should not be here?
You can make a perception check.
Is there a city on top of the city?
Like a-
19.
You do feel the strange, as you arrive, there's a weird kind of fuzziness in your mind in regards to the...
Oh, shit. I hope. Oh, God, what if it's been like years?
I would like all of you guys to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, gee. Wait, wisdom what?
We could lose our memories.
Wisdom saving throws?
Yes.
Not a problem.
Oh, wait, but we're immune to that, right?
What?
People with Fey ancestry are
No, it's
immune?
charm or sleep.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Creatures that have Fey ancestry are immune to it, yeah.
Damn it. Can I?
No, you don't need
You're
to
immune.
use it because we're immune to this. We don't
For
need to
charm
make
and
it.
sleep?
If you have the Fey ancestry trait, then you're immune to it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Macro Resolve.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah. You have it
this
to your
a
half
saving throw?
Oh, dope.
Saving throw, yes.
So I have advantage because of gnome cunning?
Cool.
On wisdom saving
It's
throws?
not a spell or magical effect, it's more of a planar effect, so I'd say no. What'd you get?
14.
14?
8.
Can I inspire myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Left.
Well, no, it's a saving. Wait, can you do it on a saving throw, or is it
don't
just
know.
ability check?
It's probably ability checks only. Yeah, it's probably
I think
ability
it's just
check.
ability checks. Let me double check, just to be safe.
Well, I burned a resolve. I have to just make sure that I can use the resolve. And if I
Yeah,
can
an
use the
ability
resolve,
check.
I'm fine.
9.
9.
Can I use resolve on this? This is
Yeah.
exactly okay. In that case, at 20.
Okay, so as you guys all arrive on the outside of Vasselheim, the cold air hits you. Grog, Scanlan, Vax is there live in front of you.
Holy shit.
Oh god.
Like the last thing you saw was in Turn to Dust, and you guys left the Shadowfell, and then now from the Shadowfell in this battle, you've just now returned.
What?
Not as wounded as you were before.
What happened? What's going on? Where are we? Who am I? What happened? What's going on?
After
You're...
Didn't you lose your memory last time? Did we ever realize that you lost your memory the last time?
I don't know. Are you real?
Wait.
He is abundantly real.
Can you?
Okay. Can I greater restoration them? Or do we?
Is that how we did it before?
I don't know how you did it before because I don't think I was here.
I think that's how.
This is weird to you, right?
Totally.
I think
he
it
was
worked.
dead
I
a
think it
second
worked.
ago.
Just
Now
a
he's
bunch of
alive.
dust. Is there still dust in your pocket?
Last time, anything that can end a curse can restore it. Yeah.
Let's kill him.
Yep.
I draw my whip.
Any
I
spell
draw my
and a
axe.
curse can restore it.
I whip him in the face.
Restoration.
I'm whipping Vax.
For the face.
I'm whipping him in the face. He's not real. He's an illusion. He's an illusion.
Roll an attack roll.
He's got missiles soon.
2. My eye. Oh, why does my eye hurt so much? Oh, God.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know. It shouldn't
means
have
he
hurt
doesn't
that
remember
much.
We'll call this a
anything.
victory for you. You have won this day. Scanlan Shorthalt is your name. We're in Vasselheim.
We are?
We're in Vasselheim.
We were just fighting a god.
We were in the Feywild for a little while,
eye
and then
hurts so
took a nap there, and then we came here.
You know, in the long run, I
Okay.
think this is
Has
going to
greater
be better
restoration.
for you.
Yeah, you don't want to remember.
All right, Scanlan, as this is happening, Pike walks up and touches her hand on you, and there's a flash of warm energy through your body, and suddenly the memories rush back to you from the Feywild.
Oh, God.
That's why your eye hurts.
His testicles hung so low.
What?
Mine or Vecna's?
Yours.
Vecna was wearing like
They
a
were
big
like
dress, so we probably could have seen his
old
balls.
man.
A magical
Last thing I
moo
saw. Right.
Well, you,
is flying above the whole time.
Am I the only one?
Balls.
Oh shit! I'll go over and touch Grog too.
Okay.
They
So it's
were
2
like
greater
fried
restoration. 'Cause
mango.
the memory returns to you of the Feywild.
Oh, I don't have to beat.
This makes me wonder if you've been doing it wrong this whole time. I've got to say.
Just whenever he remembers.
Okay. So since we're here now,
Vax, you feel this like small pounding headache in your head. It's like a very, very faint burn.
I actually have this.
Right now.
Yeah. And you kind of shake your head, and it changes in your head based on where you're facing.
What? Dusk Meadow?
No.
turn around.
It's make a Make a survival check to try and figure out where you are around the city of Vasselheim.
Oh.
19.
Okay. Based on looking at the placement of the sun in the sky, looking at the mountain range that is built on the northern side of the city, you get the sense that you guys are on the pretty close to the very perfectly south side of Vasselheim, the entrance that leads towards the quad roads in the center. And that burning sensation is, when it seems to be localized. No matter where you turn your head, it's pointing that direction to the northwest of your current location. And the more you concentrate on it, the more you feel that hatred and loathing curl and push in that direction. And you know it lies in that direction.
A sense of distance, or just direction?
Let me double check.
Oh.
He knows what Vecna is.
Or something.
Cool.
How far?
I'm gonna double check here real fast.
Vector.
What's your Vector?
What's your Vector?
What's your Vecna, Victor?
You know the distance.
Roger, Roger. You know the distance?
So you roughly know about 350 miles from where you stand.
That's
to
not
the
far.
northwest, like 300, 400, like about 350, 400 miles northwest.
So she gave you a Vecna compass.
Yeah.
That's bad ass. 350 miles. How far is that from us right now? Like, where's that in distance?
No, it's not.
Like, how far is 350 miles?
Sonoma.
Yeah.
Really, it's that close?
Yeah.
Okay.
That ain't close. It's 8 hours.
Well, 8-hour drive or 8-hour drive. Okay.
Wait.
But like,
taking
we
a
could also
hybrid?
stop off, maybe go to like wine.
Yeah.
Stop at Eric Chef's.
So,
Los Olivos, be fun.
Yes.
So the burn that I feel, like there's no question what it is for him.
Yeah. This is part of your charge. This was part of the deal that you struck.
oh my.
What deal? You want to tell us about what the deal was? What the?
You don't hear any of that shit.
Okay.
That's in my head.
Yep.
You are the Raven Queen's homing missile.
Wow.
Fucking A.
That's pretty sick.
So I'm gonna need those boots back, yeah,
Why?
because I'm a missile.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, you think about it.
Okay.
You think about what you've done.
All right.
I know you'll do the right thing eventually.
Yeah.
So
I
you
have
let me know.
a random.
Yeah, I will.
I have a random thought. While y'all are trying to go get Saren Ray, this is where the storied Lord of the Quad Roads is. If you're not familiar with the Lord of the Quad Roads, he was a gentleman that just very quickly came into fame and fortune, and he's a personal friend of mine, and I thought I might try and go find him for a favor, you know, just like one of those people, if you pop in town, they get real pissed if you don't stop by.
Is he a god?
Maybe. Could be. Not sure.
We don't have a lot of time, so do you think you could split off with somebody?
Yeah.
We go talk to.
Yep. I'll just meet you up at, like, where we going?
Where are we going?
To the Temple of Saturn.
To your temple,
Oh,
Pike.
you may not want me in company for Saren, right?
Why?
I'm pretty sure we watch your brain around, Percy. I mean, I know you're uncomfortable around all this shit, but I want you to fucking suck it
I
up
just don't
and
want.
we'll
Oh,
deal
no, I
with
just
it.
don't want to say the wrong thing.
I just
Fine.
walk up to him and I put my hands on close at his face.
This
I
is
can't have you away from me right now.
This is a deeply inappropriate convincing mechanism, and it is working. So, right.
She's beautiful.
You're a terrible person.
I mean, she's okay.
Do we need to stop by the Temple of the Raven Queen?
I don't think we do.
I mean, he just had a really long conversation with her.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
Grog, are you splitting off to find this
Yeah,
drinking
I
beer?
need. Well, it's real important.
You can stay on task, though, right?
Yeah, and if like I just pop in, give me a little fist bump, and I'll meet you at Saren
Do
Ray's.
you want a
hovel.
teammate to go with you?
Yeah, I think you need a minder.
Do you want to pick
Ooh.
someone?
Fancy a trip?
With you, Grog.
Yeah.
Just the two of us wandering through a city together.
Yep. You know, totally behaving ourselves.
Do you see this?
Do I see what?
He's kind of relaxed.
You're right. I should go
Take
with
advantage
this.
of that.
All right, let's go.
What?
We'll see you at the temple.
Yeah.
Don't go to heaven without us.
Of course not.
All right.
Saren Ray's a big fan of the cube.
Where was the Melora Grove thing?
Oh, you're talking about the
tree that we buried
Syndicare's
wife's ashes.
No, you're referring to the Abundant Terrace
Yeah.
with the birth heart.
Where is that?
The birth heart would be on the northeastern side of the city.
But it's here.
Yeah.
There's only two in existence.
Should I go talk to
Get this out of
Melora?
my system.
Should I go try and recruit Melora? Like, there's a team Saren Ray and Team Melora.
Maybe.
Let's do one at a time.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I was trying to save time.
I think we're a bit beyond that at this point. I think it's
Besides, we know if old shitnuts is moving closer because of.
I mean, I just know what my patron charged me with. That doesn't mean I understand what it means. So I think we should start with one.
Eventually going to have to tell somebody in charge what's happening. But to Sarenrae, let's get this ball rolling.
Let's do it!
All right, so you two are splitting off, and the rest of you are going to Sarenrae?
Yes.
All right. So the five of you make your way through the quad roads towards the northern side of the quad roads before it splits off at the base of the mountain, and before it divides off towards the Abundant Terrace and the Trial Forge, the Braving Grounds. And that is where you spent a lot of time raising the Temple of the Everlight, Sarenrae. Traversing there in the cold day, the city seems to be as vibrant as ever and as dour as ever, as is the nature of those who live in these northern lands. But, you know, smiles and existence come together occasionally. You come to the temple, it looks well kept. The various clerics and acolytes that you had assigned to watch over it in your absence over this past year and a half before you ventured out to defeat the Conclave seem to have taken good care. And it's warming to your heart to see what appears to be children stepping out, laughing with their parents in what seems to have been a small service of some kind. And as you begin to watch and approach, you can see the acolytes that are saying goodbye to those at the front door glance over and see your face, and they brighten immediately. There you go, Quaintance. Acolyte Sheila, who's one of the older women who first helped you raise it and became one of your first acolytes here at the temple. The temple, which has been known now as the Temple of Renewal, is the official title of the location, which is taken from the realm of Sarenrae, known as the Island of Renewal. As she sees your face, Acolyte Sheila goes, "Pike! Mistress Pike!" and just runs up and just takes you in the arms, and she tries to lift you, but far too heavy with the arm on. It's like,
It's okay. I'm heavier than I look.
Yes, of course.
It's all muscle. Pure muscle.
You guys see that this woman in probably her late 40s, early 50s, mostly gray silver hair with streaks and bits of like a dark brown that are visible, and it's still it's to be put back in some sort of a bun with a large stick through the center to kind of hold it in place. And she's wearing robes of light blue and gold, very much in the way that you've seen Pike wear most of her equipment and earlier armor to her deity. She looks around. Well, my apologies. I am Sheila, and I know who you are. We've heard much. Well, you are welcome. You are welcome here at the Temple of Renewal. Please come in.
It looks lovely in here. You guys have really kept it up quite nice.
The hard part was already done. Come into her light, please. And leads you all into this tower. The excavation site here, what was once a large pit below in which the original temple was. The edges have been ground down to be this slow decline, and the tower was risen up. The actual stonework was ascended about 15 feet up, so now it's not quite street level, it's a little below, but it's this small bowl that leads to the tower itself, and then it rises up a good 30 feet.
You did this.
This is great, Bike.
Well,
Holy
I
shit.
mean, not all by myself.
Is this
It's
how
okay.
you learned
It's just
all of your
words.
like stoneworking and stuff?
Yeah.
It looks like a druid could do it. It's very
Thanks.
impressive.
That's a
Yeah.
compliment.
Hey,
Well,
good craftsmanship.
Sheila, we're trying to figure out the best way to. What am I trying to say here? We're trying to go to Saren Ray, but actually go to her. You know, not in the sense of, you know, the mind, just actually walking up and saying hello.
I didn't realize how crazy it sounded.
It sounds so. As I started, I realized this is so weird.
That's a bit beyond my realm. Perhaps we should speak to Acolyte Vincent Clore. He's the keeper of knowledge and scripture. He'd probably be more help than I. Come.
Okay. Let's do that.
Can you try just talking to Saren Ray?
I could try it. I mean, of course. But maybe he will just know which plane she's on, and then we can just head there. Because sometimes she doesn't talk to me. I mean, I can always try since we're in here.
What do you want to do?
We'll just go ahead and try. See if I can talk. You know,
Okay.
let me just say a quick prayer real quick, Sheila.
So you step.
Before we
I'm
go.
going to take a knee, everybody.
Do you need any help?
Percy,
Do you want us
it's
to all-
fine. You don't need to.
Do you want us to all take a knee with you?
Let's just all take a knee. Because
Okay.
maybe if she sees that we're being.
So the tower itself, it's a fairly wide tower. The 30 feet high at street level. It's about 45 feet full height from where the baseline rising of it was, and the rest of the tower that has been assembled beyond that. On the inside, there are 4 floors, all of which have a hollow center about 10 feet across. For in the center of the entire tower is one long, thin, ascending tower of what looks to be a sculpture of stone and gold and platinum colored angels and clouds that all like turn and twist, and it just rises up like this thin spire of sculpture. And there at the very top you see the phoenix-like wings clutching the ruby stone at the top, the symbol of Saren Ray. As you step to the base of this, the structure which you haven't even seen finished, you left before this was completed. It's awe-inspiring to see this thing that you saw the very early stages of come into creation, and now it's strangely comforting to know that for all the effort that you put in, for all the strange responsibility you put on yourself, that none of this would get done if you weren't there. It's comforting to know that even without your presence, it can carry on to completion. And that, as it is with worship, you don't need to helm it more than once you give it a shove, it carries itself forward. So you close your eyes and you kneel below at the base of this amazing statue, one of the few only standing to her direct worship of its size, the only to its size, but even of any note to the world at this time. What do you say as your prayer?
Well, I'm back here, and this is just so beautiful. I'm sure you've seen and have seen what's happened where we were, and I know the last time we talked, you warned me and told me that you wouldn't be there. But I think we're past the point of being able to do this on our own, just our mortal selves, and we need bigger help. might I ask for your please help us. I don't know what else to say. This is beyond us now.
As the words leave your mouth, yourself prostrate before the temple that you helped build with your own hands, you open your eyes, but you see not the temple before you. You see instead around you essences of a vision that have been blurred at the edges, but now come clear. You see around you sandy shores, pearlescent almost, white sand that glitters in your presence, just at the peripheral. Glass, gems, diamonds, you can't tell, but the light that hits it seems to just sparkle and give off this light. You hear water around you rushing up and pulling back from the shore. You see statues, so many statues before you in what appears to be a glass fortress, a spire that rises up crystalline, translucent, but seeming to glow with the flicker of an internal flame's heartbeat. And as you look up at the top of the temple, you see the wings unfurl and drift towards you. And you see coming towards you the physical form of the Everlight herself. Her darkened skin, her beautiful smile, her light hair leaving a trail of flame and golden sunlight behind as she comes forth and drifts right before you and says, "Then the time is right for us to meet. Come. Come and join me on the island of renewal, within the blessed fields of Elysium. Here, where you can speak."
I just immediately take a knee. Thank you for letting me come here, just to see you and we will come to you.
Her hands reach out and clasp yours, and the warmth of her touch it's hot. You feel like it's borderline burning, but it doesn't hurt. You instinctually, that animalistic essence of primal life tells you to pull back, but you don't, and it's just a comforting heat. Like holding a cup of fresh, hot tea. And she seems to almost lift you off the feet up to her. And her size, which was so vast and immense, seems to come to meet yours one-on-one. And she goes, "Then come. You have the tools. You have the means. I await." And as she lets go, you look down in your hand and you see what appears to be a small little piece of curved metal made of a bright, polished platinum, like a U. And as you look up to her again, you're just staring at the statue. And you're staring around the temple. And you look down at your hand, but the item remains.
You just gave us a key.
What happened? Did you guys see anything?
We saw you praying, and you had this
a little
crazy
bright.
look in your eyes.
You looked blissful.
I mean, like, so happy.
Wow. Well, I went there. I went to the
Where?
Island of Renewal. That's where she is, and she gave this to me.
What is it?
Do I recognize what it is?
It's an IUD.
You're not here.
Wow, we all hear Scanlan Shorthalt's voice.
Over the earring. Shut up, Scanlan.
Structurally similar, I suppose.
No, it's not.
No.
Of course not.
No, it's
just a little bit.
I can give, I can take away. It's different than the designs you've seen that have been crafted, which have been a little more crude.
Sure.
But this has, once you kind of reach out and touch it, it has that vibration to it, that hint of attuned activity to the metal, the pure metal, that definitely gives you some semblance of direction, your subtle understanding of the inner and outer planes and the general cosmology that surrounds Exandria.
She gave us a key to find her.
She gave us a key to plane shift there. Yeah. This is the tuning fork that I needed.
What the?
Wow.
Wow.
Boys,
Okay.
let's let people know.
It worked. That was cool.
That was
Let's do
crazy.
this.
Vax, you have a very different relationship with your god, but awesome. That was cool.
What was she like?
She was so beautiful, and just
She was
just glowed. No, and I just can't even describe it. She just glowed, and it felt like do you remember the movie Contact?
You mean the old scroll?
Yes, the old scroll Contact, where she gets to the beach and her dad is there.
The Mama's show.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I need to go back there.
Well, we'll
well,
go. We
can,
gotta
like,
go.
Let's all go.
Well, hang on. Do other gods live there? Is this like their god
Make
club?
a religion check.
And we're
Is
waiting
this
on a
their god
guy,
hangout
too, aren't
You're waiting on
we?
Boys,
No,
let's
but
finish
didn't
Yeah.
the lady
Yeah, but-
Sheila
which I'll
ran
get into.
Not that
23.
guy. We talked about
23.
Saturn.
She mentioned the blessed fields of Elysium.
Yes.
Saren Ray, as you know, the faith had, the general understanding of her existence in the Pantheon had been faded for a while. There was a betrayal to her in the Calamity, and most of her following was just annihilated. And as gods, as they currently exist, their worship is what sustains their importance and viability in the various planes. She diminished.
Hey Siri.
So her location, her home, has been kept from most existing scripture and worship, both for her protection and those of her followers. So the existence of the Island of Renewal and where it may be had only recently come to your attention. The Blessed Fields of Elysium, though, they are a fairly well-known location in religious circles, and it is also home to the Fortress of the Sun, the home of Pelor the Dawnfather.
That's convenient.
Wait.
Different area on the plane, but
What'd you say?
the Fortress of the Sun.
Fortress of the Sun.
The plane.
The Blessed Fields of Elysium are an idyllic plane of good.
And are these
Beautiful.
something that Pike knows because of her expertise, or does everyone in the world know a certain amount about?
They know the gods and they know the realms, but the name of the plane, this is known to her because of her study of religion. This is more of an academic understanding of the real essence of the gods, where they come from.
Freaking cool. I didn't think it was gonna work.
Oh my gosh.
Sheila, I think
Well, Sheila begins to return like 2 minutes later with Alkalite Vincent Clore, who's this kind of mousy-looking guy. His eyes are smaller than they should be, it seems, for the size of his round face, and he comes up with like a big kind of toothy grin.
So, I was told that you were seeking my presence, wonderful Mistress Pike.
Oh, wonderful to see you, Vincent. I think I'm so sorry she went to go get you. I think we might be okay and we got some answers. But maybe
We should probably tell them what's going on. There's people people should start to prepare themselves for what's
Kind
coming.
of fucking true, actually.
We can't just
Okay.
keep this to ourselves.
This could affect everyone.
This is going to affect everyone.
Don't know what.
You're not here.
Just whisper.
Have
You
you-
went shopping.
We're in the House of Lady Favors of renewal right now.
I'll get to you guys in a moment.
Have you obviously have heard of Vecna?
No, I don't.
So there's this guy. He's a shithead.
Good start. Yep.
Okay, there's this guy. He's a
Right, right, okay.
He wanted to be a god, but he wasn't a god.
3 mimosas later and 3 hours later.
Yeah. We explain the story of Vecna and tell him that he's back.
And then he totally didn't call us back. I told him I'm not getting back together
He's
again.
here.
Sounds like a really, really bad man.
He's here.
Here?
He's very powerful.
He's here on this plane. And he's trying to become a god. And who knows, maybe he succeeded. How long were we in the Feywild? Do we even know that for sure?
We
Did I figure that out with my check or no?
What's the date?
Yeah, how much time has it been?
The date would be.
There's a calendar system?
Yes, there is.
Oh, yeah.
We've never asked about.
But we don't know it.
So he's
But
going to tell us a date
we
that will mean nothing
don't
to us
know
because
it.
we don't actually know the date we left because we don't know how dates work.
I think it's Bidet's Day.
Bidet's Day?
Yeah, Bidet's Day today.
Badoo's Day, Bidet's Day.
Badoo's Day.
But what's day?
See, it's Bidet's Day.
Badoo's Day.
All
But
right.
what's day?
What's day?
The hey hey.
No, hold on. Sorry, I'm having to look it up because you did this to me.
We've literally never asked about a date.
This
Ever.
is like watching
I should
the
have gotten
D&D
this
iPhone
information
crash.
before we made this
It's
family
no, it's-
concert team.
It's frozen.
This it is it's the 12th day of Misuthar of 812 PD.
Oh, of course
My
it
God,
is.
we've been
Does
gone
that sound
10
normal to us?
It sounds like the exact same day that you left, actually.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's
Wait.
convenient.
It's the same day we left?
Yeah.
Cool. We lucked out.
You did luck out.
That is awesome.
Oh boy, I was
Zero
like,
time.
oh man.
Oh, shit, that
There's a
could've
chance
been-
they could show up and have missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
We flew from the East Coast to the West
I would have had
Coast.
to
I
change a
love it.
lot,
Oh, fuck.
but that would have been fun.
There's a
That would have been fun.
From one roll.
From one roll, yeah. Feywild's a dangerous thing when timetables are.
Hey, buddy, you missed a window.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So basically,
Also, yeah.
we're gonna need a lot of help, and please stay in prayer and
Get ready to fight.
get ready to
Vincent.
fight.
Get ready to fucking fight.
You look at Sheila and Vincent, who look kind of like anyone's in-laws. Kind of go,
Very well, mistress. Right? Yeah. Yes, we'll do our best.
P.S. Do you know anything about the Fields of Elysium?
Just say PS to someone.
yeah,
Just
Vincent
say
goes,
that out loud.
Well, yes. They are. They're a home to souls who champion the cause of good outside the forces of law and chaos. It's a beautiful place, from what the tales say. Many who go never leave.
Oh.
It's so beautiful.
What gods live there?
There is, as far as I know, only just the Dawn Father himself.
That's
Dawn Father
Pelo.
is Pelo. That's all I know.
Just
My research is rather limited.
Right. Should you tell him?
Did I about the vision?
Well, do you know where Sarah knows now?
Let's
I
just
don't feel like I want to.
Okay, then fuck
let's gather the boys whatever government we can and get
it. You
things
guys,
rolling.
thank you for your help
Thank
today.
you very much. It was wonderful to see you guys again.
Of course, my pleasure, Mistress Pike. Good luck. Well, hopefully, you'll stop this thing.
Hopefully we will. Please pray for us.
This temple looks amazing.
Work. So
Great
good.
work.
If you need any landscaping done, don't be afraid to ask. Pike can get you in touch with me.
Yes.
Or Melora
Fine.
is really good at it too.
Yes.
We should talk to
It's
Melora.
great. Yeah. It's fine. And we know people. We can handle it. We know people.
right.
We can handle it.
Yes.
I'll
Thank
go
you.
back to my
Keep up the
studies.
good work. You're doing just all the great stuff.
Thank you.
I just like the idea that everywhere we go, we embarrass the one person that knows anybody else.
Yeah.
It always ends- You're those friends. Those friends. They both seem, they smile and walk away, but Vince Clore definitely seems a bit shaken by the knowledge that you just put onto him. But you make your way out of the temple. Where are you off to? What's your next direction?
I will note that Vax feels a slight sense of bittersweet pride at the amount of like bliss that Pike just went through. Just a little bit.
You two.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
All right. So, I know this guy named the Lord of the Quad Roads. Back up. While you were gone, where you gone? I'm not sure. Did you know that I have this little magical thing?
No?
No. Okay. So, because you kept my secret about Craven Edge and you never told anybody about
Not a
that,
soul.
right? Not
Never.
one time,
Not a
never
soul.
told anyone.
Never.
I'm gonna confide in you about this thing. So I found this little it's like a deck of cards, right?
Sure. Okay.
And and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull a card out, and I did, and I got a magic weapon.
Cool.
And I could throw it, and it would start fighting and stuff like that, but then it turned to rust, right? And so I was like, I want to pull more out, but Vex was like, no, it's so dangerous.
That's a good impression.
I
She
know.
can be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to Vasselheim. Well, actually, I was looking for you, you little shit snack, and I was like, hey, I got an idea. Boom! In my head.
I got it the first time.
Yeah.
This is the best retelling of this ever.
I was like, I'm gonna find a guy to pull out cards for me, see what happens. So I found.
Why? Because you were afraid?
Yeah.
Or because she said you can't?
Well, kind of like I heard of, nagging me in my head. So I was
Conscience.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Sure. So I got this drunk guy in the street, and I was like, hey, pull out a card. And guess what?
What?
He pulled a card, and he got wishes.
Did you get wishes?
No, because I made him pick it. And so he got he goes, ooh. And and just all of a sudden he was in fancy clothes and he had a servant at the end of the alley.
Did he thank you?
Yeah, well, he was like, thanks. I guess I have 2 more of these, and he just fucking ran off.
Wait, he took your cards and he left.
No, he just he pulled the one card and then it disappeared in his hand, right? And then he walked up. But the point is, he's got 2 more wishes
on him.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, Grog gave you those. Remember me?
So we're gonna go. Just so I'm clear, we're gonna go grab him, steal his wishes, leave him in a ditch somewhere. Is that the plan? Or what's our game
I'm not
here?
opposed to it.
But what's our game? What are we trying to get?
I thought maybe if we walked in, if I had a title like Grog the Wish Giver, and we were calling to check in on him, that maybe it was time to pay his tithe to the Wish Giver, and maybe he would give us one of the 2.
Okay. So our game is to intimidate him into having him give you one of the wishes back.
Yeah, or pressure him, lay it on thick. We could say your fucking face is gonna fall off if you don't give me one of your remaining wishes.
What happened to the deck of cards?
Oh, I still got him.
Well, why are we going back to get? He has more wishes.
Yeah, he's got 2 more wishes.
Not more cards. He has more wishes.
Yes.
And he should give one to us.
Yeah.
What would we wish for?
Well, for peace on Exandria, right?
You don't seem enthusiastic about that wish.
I want to live forever. Just never die. I just want him to go you will never die. I'm happy.
That's a better wish for you, for sure. And we have 2 of them, so we could...
Aren't you really old though? So you get company.
That's true.
Yeah.
It'd be nice having you around for a bit.
What would you wish for?
Peace on.
I mean, enough with the bullshit. What
Yeah,
would you
well, I think probably. Maybe you just get one wish, because I could be a little taller, a little buffer.
Yeah. And I think maybe you can get real descriptive with it too, so you like makes it real complicated.
I mean, wow, what would I wish for?
Maybe think about it while we're on our way.
Okay.
Yeah. But how about we go and we like pressure him, and then if like he doesn't buy it, then we kill him.
Take this hat. It's the hat of disguise. Put it on, and you can look however you want to look.
But I want to look like me. He's going to remember me.
Oh, well then never mind that. I thought you said you wanted to be...
You're the idea, man. You're supposed to have
I'm sorry,
better than this.
you're throwing a lot at me here.
Warm it up, son. Let's get the bad ones out of the way right now.
All right.
Come on, shake it up.
All right. What do we need to intimidate him? Do you need me to be your enforcer?
Yeah. Or maybe like my manservant. Maybe make me look. Can you make me look like really amazing?
You already look amazing.
But like rich and like wish givery.
Yeah. Take this hat and put it on. And now you can look however you think you should look.
Everybody at the table.
I want to look like a sultan.
It doesn't do anything. You have to attune to it.
All right.
Which at this point in time, by the way, you watch as 4 armed guards start approaching. Shit.
I have a great record with these guys.
Oh no!
Are they approaching us?
They're approaching you, and they're kind of like the 2 on the sides are spreading out a little bit, and 2 are walking up with purpose towards you guys.
Oh, the popo. We haven't done anything wrong. We're just talking on the street. We're just 2 guys.
Yep.
Yeah. We haven't done any magic.
As the 2 kind of come to the flank and stop, just hands on the side of their spears, the 2 that walk up in the middle, there's one that looks to be like a captain of some kind, and this one to his right who's dressed in standard guard gear. Looks like he's got a few long-heeled scars and goes, "It looks just like him."
Oh no. Oh, what did you do?
What did you do with him as Terry?
I wasn't there.
The one further down goes, "Sir, might I have your name and purpose here in Vasselheim?"
Peter Frostbucket, I seek the Lord of the Quadroads.
Make a deception check. With disadvantage.
I don't need it. -1.
Oh my God. We're about to kill some guards, aren't we?
2-1.
Yeah.
They did that.
I did that.
Saren Ray comes down and says, "Never mind."
Your picture is going to be up in a small office by the gate.
No, we got options for days. We're good.
The captain, looking individual, goes,
On our side.
"Right,
We got this tuning for.
Mr. Frostbucket, we would like the both of you to please come with us." And the 2 guards rush into your flank a bit and kind of place their hands on your shoulder and your shoulder.
Me? I just met this man. I've never seen him before in my life. I was just...
You've been walking with him for 20 minutes.
Because... Thank you for coming over here. He was holding me hostage. He wouldn't let me leave. I'm a small man. I'm defenseless, and he was holding me captive.
You make a deception check.
Oh no.
Deception? Okay, 24.
Oh, 24.
Ooh, what is that? eyebrow.
It's a natural 20.
No.
He goes, really? And what's your name?
Gerald Butler.
Uh-huh. Well, Gerald Butler, the two of you should come with us. And he turns around and starts walking away with the other guard with him, the one that seemed to have spotted you earlier, walks with him but keeps looking over his shoulder at you. He looks like genuinely terrified of you. And you, at this point you realize, oh yeah, you've seen this guy before. The two other guards just kind of shove you forward, and as they push you a couple steps in that direction, they just kind of lower their spears towards your back and just say, keep moving.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Aside from the four around us, is anyone around?
Yeah, there's probably like roughly 20, 25 different townsfolk within the...
Just were walking down the street. What happens?
This is profiling. It's ruined us.
It's racial profiling.
You kind of carve a figure.
Thank you.
Peter. You or me? All right.
I mean, mine's a sure. I mean, mine just do one thing. You've got options.
All right. I will, I guess. Jesus. This all seems so stupid. Only because
just
it
wanna go
is.
talk to the Lord of the Crossroads. Critical Role. It all seems so stupid.
Yep. That's our catchphrase now.
All right. I will use some gigantic spell for no reason.
Heroes of the
Fighting gods one day.
What is a thing that can help me here?
The other day.
I can help me. Fine. It's you I need to deal with.
Manipulate that guy that recognizes.
Sure, but I don't know what he knows. I don't know anything.
right.
All I know is he came over and fingered you.
He said it looks like it's him.
All right.
Put that away. Put that time and place. Time and place.
I will. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Fuck. I don't know what to do without causing everyone around us to die or be scared. All right. I will. The guy. Is there a leader?
The captain.
Yeah, there's the captain.
All right.
One question.
The one that looks kind of scared kind of looks over and says, is your other friend around? The other big one?
Like, kind of blanched complexion, orange hair.
Yeah, with the...
Hits people in the face.
That one.
Hmm. Somewhere around here.
Turns to the guard, the captain, and goes like, there's another one around here. Possibly two. Just
You
keep
know
an
the
eye
thing about that one, though? He doesn't like to leave loose ends.
Make an intimidation.
God damn it! 13!
Stop rolling that one.
No, I stay with my dad.
What did this other one look like?
This other one?
Yes, the other one. What did he look like?
He was very tall and metallic looking.
Metallic looking?
Yep.
You mean the one we just saw around the corner?
We did. I was not really aware at the time.
The super scary one?
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, I felt a chill.
Please believe us. There's an even bigger danger coming. And I think, oh yes, it's right there. And I'll major image what I think he's describing, which is just a tall Iron Man.
All right. So first, make a deception check to see if they look.
Okay. 20 lots. 27.
Okay, so you urging them on is just enough to get them kind of glance over and look, which gives you enough time to go ahead and cast a spell and release this image. And from around the corner, with a heavy footfalls, you watch as what appears to be some horrific-looking iron golem type entity that just covered in spikes and darkness and giant fists and sort of and people just start screaming and scattering, and the guards all of a sudden rush, what?
Oh no, his final change is complete!
Oh, it didn't look like this before?
No, it's much worse!
Oh, it's much worse! Yes, it's much worse!
At which point suddenly you watch as its size expands even further, and it has metal tusks that now protrude from the front of its face, and it's breathing steam and smoke, its eyes red and glowing.
I trip and fall. Please, save yourselves! Run!
The guard captain there, immediately seeing this, reaches back and pulls a horn off his belt and goes,
Don't kill him.
Don't kill him, we'll all die.
I reach up, I snap the horn.
Run! Horns, make him angrier. And I'll make the image go crazy with rage.
Angrily starts stomping around, not affecting anything directly in its vicinity.
The only way to calm it down is if we slowly walk away in different directions.
Make an deception check with disadvantage.
Okay. 24.
Is it a 1? Is it a 1?
What is it, 20?
20.
No,
It's
what
a
is
20.
it? It's a 20. I bet it's a 20.
It's a 20.
Oh, God.
That's our
national land.
This is everything I ever wanted.
He glances back at you,
Oh, God.
reaches back and starts pulling a set of manacles from the side of his belt, and glances over at this image.
Nope.
And you immediately see the face of recognition of somebody who now knows exactly what you're up to. This guy is not your petty wandering guard in the center of the street. And while two other guards have kind of rushed up to try and push townsfolk out of the way, and they have their spears drawn at this thrashing entity, the captain goes, "Stop, stop, it's not real." And you now see a bunch of other guards who are now, after hearing the horn call, are like rushing around the sides of the street.
Well, yeah, you got us. Yeah.
Should we turn ourselves in?
Yeah, sure, here. Lock me up first.
He comes over and...
No!
I gotta be me.
Roll an attack.
You're starting a war with all of the guards in Vasselheim?
I don't think that far ahead.
They started this war.
Well,
we're finishing it.
26.
Okay, roll 1d4 damage with the Titanstone Gauntlets. Add your strength modifier.
Oh my gosh.
What are we gonna do?
Hire new guards.
10.
Okay. So the helmet he was wearing, which just was carved around the face and the eyes and the nose, as you slam it with your fist, it kind of caves in a bit, and he immediately hits the ground and is dazed. He's like,
gotta go.
Okay.
Run.
The other guards who were looking at him when he shouted that saw you just deck him in the side of the head, and they immediately start rushing to his aid as the other guards are coming on the side of the street. What are you guys doing?
Are there any buildings around here?
There are plenty of buildings around here. You guys are,
Persia.
you this is, you guys are still walking through the quad roads, and the quad roads is the most populated portion of the city. It's the worship here of Arathis is generally about civilization, and it's there's a lot of people and a lot of buildings around. What are you gonna do?
You're bigger. All right, I will. I'll do the old classic. I'm gonna polymorph Grog into a flying eagle. The old standby, the giant eagle trick.
All right.
If you'll accept it.
I'll get smarter, sure.
All right, and Grog, once again, you feel the wings extend. You're free to fly, and that's how numbers work. You leap onto his back as the Garth is getting up, and you guys take up. As you guys begin to fly up, the illusion vanishes immediately.
Sure.
And all the guards that are rushing up stop, see this happening, and start switching over to their various crossbows and ranged implements.
Sure. Yeah.
I got nothing.
Literally, that escalated quickly. All right, so a bunch of shots trying to be taken at both of you. We're going to say 6 to each from the crossbows. What's the Giant Eagle's AC, Marisha?
Visit the Lord of the Crossroads.
Oh my God! You are keeper of the Giant Eagle AC.
Is the giant eagle small enough to dimension door?
Nope.
I rolled a perception check for that one guard.
13.
Like one of the guards.
really?
Yeah, and he rolled really high, and he saw you just walking down the street. And was like, "Oh fuck!" Went and got the captain.
Should have killed him back in the shop.
13. Okay, so
Is that the takeaway from this? Is you should have killed the guard? I'm just checking.
I'm pretty sure this problem.
All right, as long as I know
all right,
what
so
page we're on.
2 shots hit the eagle.
Okay.
For 7 and 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
You are at 27.
Oh wait, is that the?
After
No,
that?
wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait,
yeah.
wait, wait, wait.
And then shots at you, Scanlan.
Nope, I lied. How many
14?
points?
13.
13.
Miss.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
he's at
you're at
13.
half.
Hits.
You're at 13 hit points.
Hits.
I have 13 left.
Hits. Hits.
It's gonna break your concentration.
You all
isn't
die.
it?
Jesus Christ.
This is the most hilarious thing. I've
Next
ever
week,
seen.
prison.
All right, so
Normally, I'm the one who's
9,
arrested.
14,
Fun, mixing it up.
16, no, sorry, 19, 23 points of piercing damage.
Sure.
I need you to go ahead and make 4 concentration checks with advantage.
What do I add? Nothing, right?
It's your Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw. Okay. 19.
Yeah, you're fine.
More for
Okay.
that one. 8 plus 17.
Okay.
More.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. So you maintain concentration. The eagle form flies up. You guys are now beginning to just rise up over the city, and you're getting further out of the range of any sort of ranged weaponry to be immediately effective. But you don't know how long you have before other bigger guns are brought into the fray. What are you gonna do? Oh my God. You're now you look down over the whole quadroads. You can now see the giant, almost. The whole city of Vasselheim almost looks like a top-heavy X with the mountain range at the top. And so you guys are right. The quadroads is where all, that X sort of meets at the base. What are you doing?
We have to. Oh, you can't talk. Shit.
I can understand.
Land us in an alley somewhere, and we'll change our appearance, I suppose.
All right, make an investigation check. What's the eagle's intelligence modifier? Let's do perception, actually. Sorry, wisdom. Wisdom, speed, perception. No.
Is this wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus, well, they have keen sight.
Correct, they do.
So
That's what I remember is
they have advantage on wisdom checks,
So
and
do
your
it again.
wisdom is +2. Although, don't you maintain your
No, you do in wild shape. Polymorph, you do not.
so +2, and you have
Was there
advantage?
What's the bonus to perception for the eagle? I'm pretty sure it's pretty good.
Plus.
They just have advantage on
Okay,
perception
so-
checks that rely
16.
on sight.
Easily enough, you glance around with your eagle eyes, and you see what appears to be a darkened alleyway that is in a cluster of heavily residential buildings. You dive down, you hold on, going down into this free fall. The wind rushing past you, you have to grab your hat, make sure it doesn't fly off your head, and then you dive down into the alleyway, come and land, and you watch as 2 children that were playing with sticks kind of glance up and go, "Oh."
Run
This
along
giant-
now.
They just run out of the alleyway, screaming and around the corner.
I will release polymorph.
Oh, thank you.
You didn't tell me that the guards all hated you.
No, only one, apparently. That is what happens when you leave things alive.
You're right.
I
We've
know.
learned a lesson
I
today.
know.
Yes.
So look, should we still look for the Lord of the Quadroads?
I feel like that ship has sailed.
Which ship?
Maybe not. Maybe we should just go find the others.
All right. Temple of Sarenrae?
Yes.
Where is that?
I know where it is.
All
I've
right.
shat there before.
Should I wear the hat since I apparently am like a wanted person now?
Why don't I just make us both invisible?
Can you do that?
Sure.
Aces.
All right. Third level invisibility, right? I can do me and another person?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you both turn invisible. And you make your way towards the Temple of Sarenrae.
Jesus. Damn it.
As you guys are leaving the temple, this wonderful appearance, you see commotion in the distance, and you see some guards like rushing from street to street. Some sort of.
What's happening here? Do you think that guy went and alerted everyone about Vecna?
Either that or that guard that we left alive that one time ran into Grog and sounded the alarm. It's probably
that's
Vecna.
impossible. What?
It's probably Vecna.
No, probably Vecna.
Vecna.
So we have
Still
to.
solution.
I mean, Vecna's a much bigger problem, right?
Yeah, what would be the odds of that one guard seeing him? This is a very big city.
Massive.
It was the guard.
You guys hear this voice out of nowhere.
What?
It's us. We're here. We're next to you, but we're invisible.
Did you get allegiance from the Lord of the Crossroads? Right?
Not
Is that a god?
exactly.
I'm reaching down for a head.
You don't find a head, but you find Grog.
Oh.
Oops.
Thanks, Max. You know, he was indeposed. We should go.
Are you sure we could spend some time here?
No. Yeah.
Don't you want to talk
Don't
to Cord?
Have a drink, see the local color.
I can't really look like me in the city right now. I punched a captain and a guard.
I'm going to have this metaphorical.
Wow.
You
You were gone for what, 45 minutes?
Was it that long?
No, it was
Mine
less.
Like 30, yeah.
It was about 30.
Wow.
We
happened so fast.
there was an incident in which we scared many innocent people and assaulted several guards, and they shot us with crossbows, and we are bleeding.
Oh,
great.
We just said goodbye to you.
I'm over here, actually.
Let's fucking get out of here.
Right.
Are we just gonna try to bamf to the fucking fields? Or are we gonna talk to Melora? Or are we gonna bamf to the fields and then go talk to Melora?
Melora doesn't exist on that plane.
That's why I know, but we'll have to come back
Go
here.
to Tree Town.
I think
Yeah.
I think the priests of the temple are going to alert, give them the basic story of Vecna and make sure that they know
Tight.
that it's
And
happening to the
also,
north.
dear,
I think it's time to roll.
the communication system that you and Percival and Terry set up.
Yes.
Is it here?
No.
Where's the closest?
The Fire Ashari. Why?
Well, we've got two things on our plate, right? We need to start
Everyone
Alerting
needs to
the
know that
city.
it's-
Yes. And
Maybe you can send a message. Do you have that ability?
No.
Damn.
To the Fire Ashari and then to the Fields of Elysium?
Yes, in that order, I think.
To the Fire Ashari, then to the Fields of Elysium.
All right, let's mist there.
Is it fast to mist to the
Speaking
fire?
of genius, to the
She did.
Wait, we're going to see Ashari? What happened with Sarenrae? Are we going to see Sarenrae?
We're going to do that. We're just
Oh.
getting the word out
Misting
the
us
fastest
to
way possible.
the Fire Ashari is not that long, right? If we
In
wanted
mist form, it won't take you, but maybe a few hours.
That's what I thought, like a couple
Like
hours.
more than that, like 4 hours or so, 5 hours.
Wait, we're just getting a message to them?
We're going to alert all of the major cities of the continents that things are gone pear-shaped.
Oh, you
Maybe
don't
we
know,
should
yeah.
tree stride there.
While you were, selling stuff on the black market,
Instant.
Keyleth and Freddie here have been building this system. They built it in all the major cities. They can get out an alarm.
Pretty cool.
I take that back. We tree stride.
Okay.
Right.
Okay then.
Or transport via planes.
Transport via
I always
planes.
say
I
that
know.
wrong.
Tree strides
Tree
is-
stride's the 5th level spell.
Tree stride rolls off the tongue. It sounds
Do
nice.
as
Tree
much.
stride.
Tree stride.
Tree stride.
Stride like a tree.
All right.
Seriously, that text is really tiny. I've never really taken into account that. It makes me feel old.
I have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
We're invisible. Okay. So as you guys step through the rapidly created doorway from one of the nearby trees here in the Quad Roads, as you're heading southward into that space, you pull through the portal and end up falling outside of the Cinder Grove, in the cauldron of which contains the city of Pyra, the Fire Ashari. Within a short time, you find yourself to the actual city of Pyra and make your way towards the home of Serkonos.
Yep, immediately look for Serkonos, tell him what happened.
Okay.
Light up the fire orbs.
Yeah.
Or the chaos orbs. Crisis orbs.
Crisis orbs. No worries. Speaking with him and letting him know the circumstance, he nods.
I do not know the extent in which this danger will present itself, but we will put light these orbs in what information we can. We rely upon you soon to fill in the gaps of information.
The city, Tharampala. I believe it teleported somewhere in the northern hemisphere, somewhere in a cold region. We think Wildmount.
It was snowing.
We barely escaped.
You might want to check in with our contacts there. They might have the best knowledge.
Wildmount, you say?
Yes.
It is a far way away.
Well, that's why we're alerting you first.
Well, we will put up the orbs and try and gather what information we have.
Let people know. Do you remember how bad the conclave was?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here.
Possibly worse.
Very well.
And
I
after
appreciate
this,
you telling us.
I'm retiring.
Getting too old for this shit.
We are going to be going to the blessed fields of Elysium from here.
I don't know what that is, but good luck.
Thank you.
Dungeon Master, where's Vasselheim on this map?
Vasselheim is in Asira, which is the upper left.
All the way up here?
Yeah.
And didn't his internal compass say 350 miles northwest?
Yep.
So we kind of know where he is, right?
Yeah.
Well,
northwest?
Vasselheim is, I'll have to show you where it is. It's closer to... Vasselheim resides on this side.
Oh, so it's up at the peak.
Possibly.
Maybe up here.
No.
Whoa.
Maybe not.
Okay, you know what? He might not be in Wildmount. You know what? I don't know.
He's in the north.
350 miles northwest.
Oh, there's a real map, yeah.
Okay.
That's just yeah.
I will light this beacon.
All right.
Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Let us.
If you speak to the other Shari and my father, let him know.
Immediately.
Thank you, Serkonos. Kaitiake.
Kaitiake.
All right.
Kaitiake.
Let's go.
Plane shift.
We're still invisible.
Anything else? Do we need anything else?
Well, no, this is not going to be dangerous, right? We're just going to go talk to some really friendly people.
Take a quick swipe
It's
to
a
my
good
right.
plane of existence.
Oh, my eye! That's my bad eye.
You plane shift? All right, as you all put your hands in each other's, you feel the familiar sense of your physical form being drawn through the barrier of the prime-material plane. And much like when you transition, much like when you transition to the Nine Hells, you feel yourself pulled into this temporary space, this darkness, this sea of endless void with distant blinking of stars that seem to just shimmer. You understand this as being the astral sea.
This is the astral sea.
That they don't hear you say because this is so fast. You have no reason to have conversation. There before you, you see the glimmering, almost burning lattice of the divine gate come streaking towards you at immense speed. And you know you've passed through comfortably once before, so you hope and brace for impact. and pass through again. That warmth almost coming to a similar state of burning, but then leaving you behind. And just as fast as it passes by you, you land, your feet hitting ground that gives.
3-point landing.
Okay.
Superhero 3-point.
The ground gives a bit with the impact, and as your eyes focus a bit on the brightness around you, you can see above you a clear blue sky, not a cloud in sight. Your hands and feet a few inches deep into the sand-like beach of the edge of some sort of an island, it seems. But it is not sand. They are granules, pebbles of what appear to be shining pearls. An entire beach of pearls.
It really is heaven.
It is heaven.
This is so beautiful.
The water laps the edge of the shore, not but 5 feet behind you, an ocean that is clear and lagoon-like. It's paradise. Looking ahead, you can see the once crumbling island, now finding renewed strength with renewed faith. You can see, while there are no trees on this island, the hills themselves seem to carry what seem to be old statuesque structures, small temple-like oddities that have been swallowed by time and the ravages of the calamity, slowly emerging like jagged bits of earth that have been plunged up by seismic activity. Beyond these hills, you see what looks to be, to you, familiar, a gargantuan crystal cathedral that resembles the torso of a woman. But where the head is, it spires into a singular point, and from the inside you see the flickering glow of what seems to be a raging inferno that flickers like a heartbeat from the inside of this crystal citadel. Here you stand on the shores of the island of renewal. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
How pretty.
It's
We
so
ended
pretty.
Last episode so ugly, and this episode so pretty.
You used to be a 4th or 5th level cleric, and now we're here.
I know, that is crazy.
That's
crazy. I'm talking to her.
Starting still, then now we here.
Dang.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, guys.
How far we've come.
That's amazing.
Look how far I've come.
Let's
Fucking-
just give Vecna the prime material.
Yeah,
plan.
can we
Just
just stay
here?
Yeah. I'm
New
good.
plan.
Chill.
New plan. Stay here.
New plan,
Go on
bye.
vacation.
New plan, mimosas.
Scanlan and Grog. So Sam and Travis left alone to their devices.
Wow.
I was just trying to
Even walk across town.
I was just trying to go see a man about a wish. The trouble
naughty
just comes to
Nathan.
us.
I was literally, like, as you guys have this conversation, I'm like, oh, it'd be so funny if, yeah, they're not being careful, they're walking through the
I
street,
also
they're
forgot
fair.
that it wasn't actually that Dodie knocked out the guards, so I should have just said like, oh, we rescued you from this poor son of a
Well, yeah,
bitch."
well, Dodie knocked out the guards originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just that they
forgot.
followed you as you were following them, and you're an
So
accomplice. in
I
that.
didn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
It's because they were unconscious.
Except for the shopkeeper that saw you.
Again, gotta kill them all.
Yeah, for sure. Now we know.
I think we've all learned valuable lessons.
I think we all. No, we haven't. No one's going to learn a
No
lesson.
one's learned anything about
How are we
it.
going to get you those wishes?
He might have already used them.
You know.
Probably
Probably already used them. He probably really wanted some ice cream. And
He's
then,
probably gonna live forever.
I look forward for the viable possibility of you returning for that conversation, because that's going to be extremely funny. Anyway, guys, well done. So much fun. Thank you so much.
Not a single dice in the dice jail.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yay.
And only one of us is an undead ghost now.
Yay.
Not undead.
Oh my god. My brother, the lich.
Not quite living.
He's such a lich. Never seen.
You'll just understand
tell it to the
me.
necromancer, pal. Tell
Yeah.
I have a heartbeat, a slow heartbeat, and meat.
Yeah. He just vax, but on autoquailers.
Your heart is working tainted lover.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful 4th of July.
Yes, happy 4th.
For those that are in there, yeah, I'll be at AX on for the Persona panel tomorrow.
Also,
on Saturday.
Meg,
Yes.
yeah, Meg
Meg
and
Simmons
Wendy,
and Wendy
are going to have a
Silvergreen.
booth there.
Yeah. So if you guys
So
are
you
familiar
can
with
go
their
to
amazing
Artist Alley.
artwork,
I think they said like 11, 11, 11,
Go
11
check
A.
Twitter.
Check Twitter.
Check Twitter.
And
Go tweet.
also,
Anyway,
don't
they're gonna be there.
David Max posters.
One more day.
One more day.
Yep.
Not even a full day.
Oh God! I lost my druid die.
Yes. You guys, good job tonight. That was great.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Actually, Max,
Uh-oh.
is this still a thing?
He quit.
Matt, yeah, he like
Max?
after the break, he said, I quit, and he walked out.
Oh shit. Is Max still here?
Betty?
Anyway, guys.
Apparently the critters got you ice cream.
What?
Someone got you ice cream.
What kind of ice cream?
It
Ben and Jerry's.
melted long ago.
I want ice cream.
Ice cream's gone.
Did it?
Is gone.
Our producer is gone.
Max
You
ran
took-
with my
you
ice
took our
cream. You know, I respect that. Well, thank you, whoever was on ice cream. That's amazing.
It's an ice cream, and we will
And thank
enjoy it.
you for all the amazing messages. Today's just been an absolute flood of positivity and for a very I'm so old.
Oh my gosh.
For a very busy day, it was very good to just see that. So thank you guys so much. You're all amazing, and have a wonderful week. And is it Thursday yet? Good night.